All sweet. And boom. Alright, g'day guys. Can you all see me? Can you all hear me? I think you can. Welcome back to True Footy, where the footy is true and the opinions are poo. True Footy Live. It's time to thrive. How's everyone going? Hope you can hear me alright. Let us know in the chat any updates in terms of, whether you can hear me. Let's optimize the volume. How is everyone going? All right, we got some in the chat. UCAT says, wake up. Thanks, buddy. Been up for a couple of hours. It always takes a little bit longer to set up the stream than you think. I had to get furniture for outside and all that business. UCAT also says, RIP. Thanks, buddy. I'm here and I'm thriving. Mitchell, welcome, mate. I am doing well. I am doing very well. Quietly confident about today, although a little bit nervous with regard to all the injuries the Eagles have. Don't want to make excuses, but we have something like 7 of our best 12 out, so a little bit stanky. Eagles pretty undermanned, but it's an opportunity for some young guys to come into the side and do pretty well, hopefully today. G'day Kev, welcome mate. Happy that Collingwood won makes my weekend good. So true, mate. When the Eagles had a good win last week, it changed my outlook on life completely. Let's scroll up a little bit. Who did I miss? Shannon says, go West Coast, go. G'day, Shannon. Well said, mate. Adis in the chat. Welcome, mate. How you all going? Good audio, says Mitch. Thank you. Minecraft says, I hope the Eagles can pull it off. Me too, buddy. I am quietly confident, like I said. Yes, it is an Eagles away games at the MCG. First MCG game since middle to late 2019. So the last time we played the Hawks at the G was one of the last times we played at the G, if not the last, if I'm not mistaken, actually. So interesting times. We got up that time. We played the Cats in 2019 at the G. That didn't end well. But other than that, haven't played too much there. I do live in Perth, Adith. Yes, that's right. Great city. Finally out of lockdown, which is nice. It was like a lockdown and then like a prolonged after lockdown sort of little period where we still had to wear masks. So to me, it was still kind of lockdown. G'day, Ali. Welcome, mates. Fortnite Pro says, come on, Hawks. Can someone ban him? I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Go Cats says, Kian, welcome, mate. So welcome to the stream, everybody. Let's get some tips in the chat. How does everyone think this game's going to go? I think I've had a bit of a change of heart for the Eagles. We had a good win last week, but looking at our injuries and the very real prospect if we drop today, I don't buy into the nonsense that we're terrible away from home. I think it's a small sample size. We've played two poor away games, and in every other game we've looked pretty solid, to be honest. So I'm confident that we have it in us to win this game. The players that played well last week are obviously still playing today. Duggan's the one that misses that hurts. 7 of our best 12. Shuey, Yo out. McGovern, Hearn, Barras. Let's say Duggan's the 6th. And there's somebody else that I'm forgetting off the top of my head who is a good player. Liam Ryan. So it's one of those ones where if we drop today, we go 4-4. And I think it probably means we're done as an outside chance for the top 4, to be honest. And I think top 4 is what will make the Eagles relevant this year. If we finish 5th or 6th, it's a bit of a wasted year. But I'm having a bit of a change of focus. If we drop today, then maybe it's time to just get some games into the younger guys. And I'm not talking about a rebuild. Don't believe we need a rebuild. But there's an opportunity for guys like Witherden, Harry Edwards down back. Bailey Williams is in the side today. Very, very excited about the future of Bailey Williams. I think he's a really good prospect. Foley's an emergency. Luke Edwards, I think he's an emergency. If these guys get some games into them in a year where we're probably not a chance to win the flag, I think that would be pretty exciting. So that being said, still confident we're going to win. Fortnite says, sorry, I'm going for Hawthorn. That's fine, mate. I don't blame you. Well, actually, I do. How can you go for anyone other than West Coast? And of course, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Not sure how many mothers are actually watching this stream. Probably none so far, but nonetheless, give your mums a hug. Not everyone's mum is with them today, so make the most of that opportunity. If you do have your mum with you, also, if you're a mother who's lost a child, that's really sad too. But also think of those mothers too, and hopefully the Eagles get up for you today, even if you don't go for them. Let's have a look at the chat. Ali asks who's my favourite AFL player. We're about to bounce down, by the way. Shuey is my favourite player. All-time favourite. I'm also vlogging today. Oh, Kelly with the first clearance. Oh, it's an off break that gets past Petrocelli, and Hawthorn have the ball in their, almost their back, back 50 now. And that is almost a turnover. Darling's got to wrap him up. Doesn't quite. Kev says, did you hear that the game between Sydney and Collingwood might be moved to the MCG from the SCG? What? Sorry, the other way around. To the MCG. Is that because Sydney's got some cases at the moment? I'm a bit out of the loop. Slat says, mothers need to hit Jesse up. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. It's a hot footy to start, as you would expect. Pretty much every game starts like that. Ooh, Nat Nui with almost some magic. Oh my God. Fortnite, really? I'm so sorry to hear that. Jeez, that's terrible. Nice one, Pat Kaz. That's nice. Petrocelli gets the ball. Kelly moves the ball close to inside 50. It will spill down and Hawthorn get the ball again. Would I like to play for the Eagles at ETH? That would be a dream come true, but I'm 28 this year and don't play football, so I can't see that happening. Where does the build-up and Dom Sheed's goal rank in all-time grand final moments? The build-up? Or the build-up to the goal? It's hard for me to remove from it, man, because I'm an Eagles fan, but I can't think of a single grand final moment that was bigger and better. Like, other ones that come to mind, Leo Barry's mark, I still think they would have won the game had he not taken that mark. It was a low-scoring game. It wasn't really like there was an Eagles player that was clearly going to mark it otherwise. It was still, an amazing moment. But the Dom Sheed goal was the match-winning moment. Same thing with Dusty. Dusty's grand final moment. Oh, is that Mitch Lewis plucked it? Good mark. So what was I saying? Dusty's goal was not the match-winning goal. It was not even really the sealer, but it was it was a better goal, if possible, than Sheed's. Did you see that Bev is lurking around Melbourne at the moment? I didn't see that. Interesting. Get some collab time there, Mitchy. Mitch Lewis lines up. It's a pretty good kick. It's going to fade left. Kev says, yep, it's for the cases. Interesting. Jesse, who's your favourite Essendon player? That's a good question. Tipping Woody, probably. I like Adam Sard, obviously he doesn't play for him anymore. So it's really not an answer at all to your question. Darling with a good mark from a long with it and kick out. Thanks, Adith. I'm not really talented enough. I'm much better at talking about football. Fortnight's in Tassie. Here, Tassie's I've actually been to Hobart. It's a pretty nice part of the world. Scrolling a little bit. The Irish Aussie, welcome, mates. He says the top three. So what are the other big grand final moments that beat it? So there's Leo Barry's come to mind. Goddard's screamer was one that I'll remember for a long time. Malcheski against the Swans. That was pretty dope. Sorry, for the Swans against the Hawks. That was a great grand final moment. Cometti calling it Sydney are premiers. So Hawks lead 1-0. Dom Sheed on his opposite. Not renowned for his opposite, but it's not terrible, but it's a turnover regardless. You love Jake Stringer too? Yeah, he's a very entertaining player to watch. Don't blame me for that. Adith says, who's going to win today between Freo and Brisbane? I'm pretty confident Brisbane will win that. It would be huge if Freo pulled that off. Oh, Boyd's goal was a good call. Yeah, that's up there. Good call. The Irish Aussie says you have the Eagles to go all the way this year. Their midfield can compete with almost anyone. On its day, I feel like it's inconsistent with its effort, but I think there's enough stars in that team, in my personal opinion. But, we're 4-3. If we drop this, we're 4-4, and I think it's almost curtains for the flag. Ooh, the Eagles sort of get out of trouble. Oscar Allen playing down back today. BT called it well, says Pat. Yeah, don't know about that. Great composure by BT. Oh, Waterman has a little wrestle. That's Scrimshaw, I think. Yep. Adith asks who's my second favourite team. It changes with the different generations, but I think the Doggies at the moment, which is funny because I get told I hate the Dogs because I tipped them to slide this year. Terrible call. Terrible call by me. So Hawthorn having the better of the field position at the moment. Early days though. We generally start games slowly. We're well suited to the G though. It's very similar to Optus in dimensions and just even the look and feel of it. So, Hawthorn are a good MCG side too. But I don't think this ground holds any fears for us. Well, Hawthorn, chance to get a shot on goal and Brander mops up. Oh, Witherden thought he had more time than he did, and that was poor, but we get a rush behind. Favourite Port player would be Zachy Butters, I reckon. I did see that, Kev. You're a Collingwood fan. What did you think of Port Adelaide wearing the prison bars for the song? I think it's alright. I think it's fair enough. Why not? So 32 in the chat. Thanks, guys. If you could like the stream, that would help a lot. Help me for our algorithmic purposes. Also, if you could subscribe, that'd be dope. Want to get to 12,000 by the end of May. It's a long shot, but it's possible. And there's Kelly. Kelly must up. The Eagles are sort of moving up the wing here. Oh, Redden's turned it... Sorry, Redden's turned it over. The Irish Aussie wants to know any tips for getting into YouTube. He's just done his first AFL edit, my first game day vlog. Love it. Yeah, nice. I think when you're early, you really need to have content that you can post on forums or something like that, Big Footy or Reddit. And edits are good for that because you don't put as much pressure on yourself to have like a good opinion. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure you do have a good opinion, but it's like when you start off, if you just cut highlights to music, people will generally like it. So that's what I did. I started off with a heap of edits, but it depends what kind of content you want to start making eventually. Not necessarily straight away, but what's the kind of content that you want to do. Thanks, Muzamil. Hope I'm saying that right. Probably not. Muzamil. 27 in the stream. Thank you for liking. For those who have. The Eagles finally have a inside 50. Kelly sends it long to the top of the square. No one's there. It's spoiled by Hardigan. Good contest by Archie. I do like the sneeze. Brendan Archie. Good sort of high intensity player. Doesn't get a lot of the ball, which is his shortcoming, but I think he plays a role at AFL level for us. Do I think Port will beat the Dogs? I do actually, Arman. Yeah, I think in Adelaide they'll get the job done. But obviously, Dogs are certainly capable of winning that. I think they have beaten them there a couple of years ago. Oh, Sheed wheels around. He's dangerous wheeling around, but that is going to spill out of bounds. In fact, it's going to stay in. Nope, spills out. Oh, I'm in desperate need of a coffee. I timed this poorly. I have these caffeinated proteins, but they're refrigerated. Didn't put anything in the fridge, so it's in the freezer now. I'm sure I'll perk up shortly. Reddit can get pissed if you spam it too much. Yeah, very true. I've come into that as well. So the thing with that is you got to show that you're part of the community as well. So you got to comment on other stuff and interact. And definitely don't spam. I post very sparingly on Reddit, but it is good if you got a video you think you really like. Oh, Darling fails to score a goal. In fact, Kennedy, no, it's spilled over the line. Dad's just messaged me saying, don't tell me the score. He's at lunch today and missing the Eagles game. Otherwise, I'd probably be watching it at Dad's. Lots of people say my name wrong anyway, says Muzamil. How wrong am I saying it? I actually used to know a guy from Muzamil. He's from Pakistan, so I take it you're probably from Pakistan as well, or that name is anyway. The Irish Aussie says, video vlogging and basically edits. I've been practicing my edits a lot lately, but AFL ones seem harder than NBA ones because I do both. Oh, that's cool. No, that's cool. I think the thing with vlogging is it's hard to build. It's hard to grow it early. I think Drew's having that situation now where his AFL videos do well and then his vlogs, they don't get the same amount of views if he doesn't have AFL in the title. But I recommend just doing both at the same time. Your ones, like your edits, I think will be the ones that you'll see growth with. And then the vlogs and stuff are the stuff that you sort of just churn away at, get better at. And that's like, it's almost like come for the edits, stay for the vlogs. That's kind of that's kind of the format I do for the channel. Has always been, or it used to be anyway, come for the other content and stay for the podcast. Podcast was like the number one piece of content that was my priority for a while. At the moment, it's just kind of everything. I like doing everything, so. Grant says, it's good to see Langdon and Witherden playing well. Oh, Williams takes a mark. Another player I'm really happy to see in. What do you think of Langdon, Grant? He's a bit of a divisive one so far. Not many people are convinced with what he's been able to produce, but it hasn't been long. It's pretty early into his career, and he's been knocked out and been injured and stuff like that. No worries, Irish Aussie. Always happy to help out, someone starting a YouTube channel. I find it quite fun. I made a video, actually, if you go back, if you want to search it, I made a video in 2020 called 5 Tips for Starting an AFL Channel. Maybe go check that out. Because, just give you 5 pretty basic tips, and might even be something that me and Drews do again later in the year. That'd be interesting. I'm pretty passionate about YouTube and stuff like that. Cardman's probably another good man. Oh, and Caden, of course, who would like really understand YouTube. $25 in the chat. Thanks for joining us today. It's a pretty good contest so far. No one's really able to get too much clean possession from either side. It's 2 behinds each. Edwards, get used to seeing that. Good, strong intercept mark. If Langdon can get to 2018 GWS form, he'll be very good. Yeah, true. I think that's what the Eagles were hoping when they picked him up. Early days. He's only 25, I think. So plenty of years left to contribute for the Eagles. Oh, Kennedy. Good, strong mark. The Eagles had a few good passages in this game so far. I'm feeling confident. Grant says he reckons Langdon has a high ceiling. Hope you're right, mate. Oh, it's the third. Oh, that's a goal. Langdon, just as we speak. I reckon that ball might have stayed in and he socketed it through. We'll find out. They'll probably just say inconclusive. But it looked like a goal to me in real time. Oh, I love the camera angle. The camera doesn't get it in, so it's going to probably have to be umpire's call. Oh, no, it's not a goal. It's not even close. Although, does the whole ball have to pass? Yeah, no, you can't call that a goal. It's a behind. Sorry, Charlie, I can't actually show you the game for copyright reasons. I'm just going to have to describe it to you, mate. What do you think the Brisbane Fremantle score will be? I don't think Fremantle's poor at the Gabba like we are. If it was Brisbane West Coast, I'd tip like an 8-goal win to Brisbane, to be honest. Fremantle, I think, got closer, like within 3 goals last year, and I think they're a decent team with a lot of injuries. So I'll tip maybe 25 points, Brisbane. They're taking a long time for what is a very simple score review, in my opinion. What's happening here? Yeah, it's behind. Slat says shit review. Is that you because you think it was so obviously not a goal? Yeah, fair call, that one. Slow start to the game in terms of scoring. Yes, you're right, Irish Aussie. The Eagles always start slow, so the fact that we're not 2 goals down, I'm pretty happy with, to be honest. We usually take a while to warm up. Oh, Allen takes the mark. The Eagles can surge forward again. Darling's 3-1, but the ball spills out of bounds. That's a good result. Do I think Jath will get a goal today? I have no idea. It's quite possible. It's hard to bet on a running defender kicking a goal, but could be the case. Do you reckon the Bulldogs will easily put away the Blues? I think they should. But, you know, they've had a really good run of form for the whole year and they could have a form slump, so an upset is definitely possible. But I think they're a 6-7 goal better side. Oh my God, Archie. That might be... he's kept it in. That is great defending. That was fantastic by Hartigan. And also fantastic by Archie. Very unlucky. 4 behinds to 2. It's a soccer scoreline at the moment. Yeah, very well done by Hartigan as a goalkeeper there. Oh. Who was that launched it out of bounds for Hawthorn? A couple of people think Brisbane by 45, Mundy 35 disposals. Yeah, probably a fair tip, that one. Sorry, who do you go for, Irish Aussie? 31 in the chat. Thanks, guys. If you could like the stream, we've only got 19 so far. It would help a lot for the old algorithm. Darling takes a strong mark. Quick Keys. Some good strong marks by Keys early in this game. Allen, Edwards, Darling, Kennedy. So they're looking on form, although the kick inside 50 is poor. Who have I got in fantasy at the moment playing in this game? Probably no one. I think I've got Nick Nat. Oh, I've got Kazitsky, Phillips, and Nick Nat. Yeah. I've got Kazitsky on my field. That's how dire my team is at the moment. Giants, Irish Aussie. Interesting. Are you from that way? Why did you pick the Giants? Out of curiosity. Fidget says Fremantle to lead the behind count. Yeah, maybe not a big call. Gaff kicks it. Oh, Waterman makes a contest. That was pretty good by Frost though. He's paid the free kick. Oh, Langdon makes him earn it. How's footy tipping going for you? I think I've got them all right except Friday night. I tipped Richmond to beat Geelong. That was a bit of a shocking result in terms of the margin. Not so much Geelong winning, but the margin, real surprise. So what does that make me? 5 out of 6, I think? Yeah, let me get it up. Oh, Cole was definitely pushed under that. Yes, Archie with the intercept. Oh, pulls the kick nicely, but it's just over the head of Williams. Oh, Brander was not composed there. That was not good. Waterman's done very well. Finds Darling. Darling snaps, and it is going to be out on the full. No, it's still in play. Hawthorn get out of trouble. Both sides playing reasonable brand so far, I think. The Eagles can be a bit more composed, but not too bad. Oh, Rotham. Good little spoil there. Gaff kicks this inside 50 again. So we're getting plenty of supply. Frost nudges Waterman in the back, but he's done it very well. So, game being played in our forward half at the moment, but haven't been able to put it on the scoreboard yet. Oh, yes, good intercept. The Eagles are looking good. I'm happy with this start. This is just like the Geelong game. Oh, Williams, a player I think is going to have a long career at West Coast. Bit of a blind kick to no one, though. And it's going to go through for another behind, 5-2. Logan's in the chat. Welcome, mate. It says, Saints are big within the 8. What does that mean? They're not in the 8, are they? Surely not. They're 11th. 11th with that terrible percentage. Hopefully it doesn't cost them. Yes, it is Oakley. This game is at the MCG. Oh, 2 Hawks players flew and didn't bring it down. And that was close to ball, but he's done well. Nelson took on the tackler. Is he going to get pinged there? No, he gets the ball free. Archie's been lively. No, that's Jones, sorry. It looked like Archie for a second. G'day, Daniel. I'm very well, mate. Thank you. Enjoying the game so far. How are you? You're from Western City. Been a member since 2012. Good on you, mate. Oh, Kelly stalks the footy. Doesn't quite pick it up. Hardwick clears, and that's a very, very good kick. And so is that. Who was that? Was that Moore? G'day, like Mike. Yeah, 5 out of 6 so far, mate. So the slow climb from 350th continues. So Hawthorn on the break here. They've got numbers, move the ball inside 50, and it's a 2-on-1. Redden finds himself in the back half, but the ball spills out of bounds. Oh, Logan says they're back in the 8. No, they're not. Are they? Or do you just think they will get back in the 8? I think they're 11th. Kelly with a clearance, finds Redden. Redden's had a bit of it today. Hasn't done a lot with it, but he's an important player in a midfield that's undermanned. Needs to play well. Geez, Sheed was a really poor turnover. 35 in the chat. Thanks, guys. Like the stream if you haven't already. Up to 27. Be nice to ton up today. Get the hunch. 3 minutes to go in the first. Oof. Bruce. Oh, he's a dangerous man. He finds Scrimshaw. He should kick this. He has not even registered a score. No, it has. It has. 3-5. Oh, it's water time. Tense game. Good game. With it in with a very long kick out. Finds Shepherd, who can't quite bring it down. It was a dodgy handball by Shepherd. They might pay that deliberate. Stays in. Like Mike was stupidly tipped north. Wow. Yeah, I just didn't see it. I understand the logic, I guess, but I just think Collingwood are better. Shmal asks, how's the lawnmower 3.0? Yes, I actually had a good lawn mowing session a couple of nights ago. Lockdown had me let my chest hair grow out a little bit, and it was time to manscape. So if you want 20% off and free shipping off Manscaped products, go to manscaped.com. True Footy 20, all caps, all one word. But yeah, no, it was a really good product. Really long battery life, obviously waterproof. Didn't take too long. Where are we at? What do you think about Waterman having a run in the back line? I think it's a kind of a case of we can't fit you in our forward line, we have a gap in our back line, so here's an opportunity. Wouldn't like him to see it long term. Haven't really noticed him do well, but maybe I'm guessing they have a bit of faith in him. But it's kind of out of necessity at the moment with our backline injuries. Oof. Phillips racking up a bit of the ball. Good for my fantasy. West Coast are dominating the ball so far. Yeah, I don't know if we're dominating. I feel like we should have put a couple of goals on the board. Gaff spoils it. Come on, Eagles. I feel like we've been slightly better of the two teams. Warple with a great kick inside 50 finds... I know his face. Shit, who is that? I'm really bad with faces sometimes. He's passed it off anyway. That wasn't more, was it? Oh, not 15. Is that Shields? Swings around. Oh my God, he shanked it. Out in the full. Just want to find out who that face was. It was annoying me. Oh, it was more. No, it was more. He's more blonde than I remember. Oh, good strong mark by Waterman. No, it hasn't been paid, has it? Yes, it has. Hamish says, what is this game? Can anyone kick accurately? I don't know if there hasn't been too many opportunities where like they've just missed an easy shot. I think a lot of them have been scrambled, rush behinds or touched through. Kicking other than that last effort from Shields hasn't been really poor. Ooh, Redden's lost his temper there a little bit. No way West Coast gets 6 behinds before a goal. Well, hopefully next kick is a goal. So no more... Oh, Shepherd. What were you thinking, mate? Just spear tackles a bloke without the ball. What the hell was that? This is Bruce. He doesn't miss many. This is... That's annoying if we go in quarter time down. He plays on. It's going to go to the top of the square. Hopefully spoiled through. No. Kazitsky. Brander bombs it out. Oh, there's only Hawks players there. Oh, he's been dogged by the bounce. Langdon read the ball well. Nat Nui streaming off the half-back flank. Don't see that too often. Oh, yeah, the Eagles going to run out of time. A goalless first quarter here at the G. Frustrating, but at least we're not down. At least we didn't concede. We did well there. Although a lot of that was luck from that bounce. Get to the chat. Like Mike says, general thoughts on Witherden, any improvements we have Bertrand and Leicester locking down his role right now. I think he's been good without being spectacular. He only got an opportunity because Hearn's been out, but I think he had 30 in his first game, then 2 quiet games after that. But yeah, he's going to be a slow burn. I don't think he's going to really tear the world apart. Tear the world apart? Yeah, you know what I mean. But I've liked him so far. Doesn't make too many mistakes at all. Flat says we got the more and we're just not converting. Yeah, I'll have a look at the stats. I feel like we probably did dominate possession over the course of it, but it was kind of even. At least it felt that way. No, we've had 35 less disposals. I think it's just been out forward half more. Efficiency inside 50 is 38 and 31% each. So yeah, that kind of tells the tale. Time in possession 41. So we're holding the ball more. They're just moving it around a bit more. 3 marks inside 50 Hawthorn have had for 3 behinds. Time in front, 11 minutes. We've had 5 tackles inside 50, which is promising. It's not usually a strong point for us. 16 inside 50s to 8. So we've dominated inside 50s field position. Hawthorn just getting a lot of uncontested ball in their back half from the stats. Waterman still takes... just scrolling up a bit. Waterman still takes some clutch marks in the forward line and converts, but his run can be pretty good at half-back. Yeah, fair enough. I haven't really noticed how well he's gone defensively. I do like him as a player. Scott Williams says, how can I watch this game from the UK? I can't find it on his sport channels. I have a legal way you can watch it. KO Sports at the moment is only available to Australian viewers, but you can get a VPN and sign into Australia and watch KO Sports. You obviously have to pay for them, but I do have a 70% off code at the moment for a VPN, NordVPN. It's worth checking out. If you're looking for a free version, I probably can't help you. But if you're looking for a long-term legal way to watch it, you can go to nordvpn.com and the code True Footy. I think it's actually in the link in the description if you wanted to check that out. Mitch Ryan's in the chat. Welcome, mate. Says, good game to watch even though it's been scoreless. Yeah, I mean, we've had 8 behinds, but I think you mean goals. Very true. It was a good quarter. I'm just glad we just sort of held off and didn't concede. I think as the game settles, we'll start to take control. Get the log cam back on. Where are we at? Yep, so goalless first quarter rather. 8 behinds in total, lots of rush behinds. Eagles dominated the inside 50s and general field position, but couldn't put it on the scoreboard. Some good defensive efforts from the Hawks there, and from both sides really. Where are we at? I feel like as the game settles though, the Eagles will start to take control. I'm hopeful. Hamish says, Hawks and Eagles being as consistent as an under 11 side in front of goal. Harsh. Sportsnut goes for the Hawks. Welcome, mates. What is this umpiring so far? Says Eli. I haven't noticed it. I noticed one that, I thought should have been paid to us, but since then I haven't really paid attention. Hamish says, what the hell was that quarter? Remarkable, this scoreline resembles more of a soccer scoreline. Very true. It does. A high-scoring soccer game, though. But the game will settle. It's been hot so far. I'll back the Eagles in. Scott Williams says, awesome. Thank you very much. Awesome, mate. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, let me know how you get on. You get like 70% off with the code True Footy, so worth checking out. And it's sustainable. You can watch any game live with KO. So, and it's high quality. So better than watching a dodgy stream. I honestly couldn't. Maybe it's just getting old, but I honestly don't think I could find a dodgy stream for any football game these days. Where are we at? The 2015 and 2018 premiers are putting on a display, says DJ Yams. Yep, it's been a decent, good intensity. Hamish says it looked like the Collingwood North clash of the shit. I disagree. It's just been, it's been a hot footy, that's all. Impey had 13 touches and he averages 23 on for a big game, says the Irish Aussie. Good observation. And Huntsman backs him up. Kev says, for the prison bar Guernsey, I had to call my mum, but I think it was a bit disrespectful. It looks like it was a fuck you to the AFL and Collingwood, and apparently it was planned as well. Yeah, I don't mind it though. At the end of the day, Collingwood got what they wanted and Paul can't wear the jumper, so I don't mind it. Any genuine reason why West Coast changed their club song altogether? Has anyone truly embraced it? Like Mike, I think, has anyone truly embraced it? I hear groans when it plays at the stadium, led by me and Dad. I think there's a minority who like it, but it honestly sounds like a travel tourism ad or something like that. It's ridiculous. The reason why they changed it, I just think, I loved it, the old song, the 2018 edition, but I think there's always been criticism of the Eagles song, and they've been going through a rebrand over the last few years, and new stadium, new jumper. The team song is something that we've always sort of been teased for. So I thought they thought, ooh, let's do something young and hip that the kids will really enjoy. Let's get, who's the cool band? Birds of Tokyo. And it turned out to be the worst piece of shit I've ever heard. I think going back to the Royal Blue home jumper was the best branding decision the Eagles have ever made, and that song is by far the worst branding decision. AFL Legend says the worst quarter in AFL history. Nah, I don't think so. We're seeing two sides go for it at the moment. It's just, it'll settle. Need Darling to fire up. Yeah, if he's taken a good mark, then turn it over. Giath not playing his best. Is this the second quarter already? Wow, that went quick. Time flies when you are having a yarn on a live stream. And Petruccelli hopefully can use his pace around here. He's happened to be... Oh, he's being chased down by Giath, who is a very quick man himself. He's done well there. Oh, Giath gets the ball back, and Petruccelli gets his own back with a good tackle. AFL Legend says this game will have about 3 goals all game. Nah, I think it'll be like 70s, 80s, the winning team. Huntsman says the Eagles song was Shite House. I agree. The last one was cool. I agree with that too. Where are we at? Am I feeling confident? KP Panatior. I am feeling confident. Yeah. Even if we were a couple goals down, I would have backed us in to come back. So the fact that we didn't concede, it's a good start. Mind you, we know what happened against St Kilda. 50 in the chat, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been an enjoyable stream so far. Appreciate you liking and also subscribing if you haven't already. Let's get to 12k by the end of May. Hawthorn mop out. So I think Hawthorn are playing well. Giath, he's having... he's left the ball behind. That was a dangerous run that was going to potentially be. Eagles got away with one there. And that is a good spoil by Edwards, who's holding his own in AFL level in just his 3rd game. Big talent, I reckon, coming out of the Eagles, Harry Edwards. He'll get a Rising Star nomination at some point this year, I reckon. Well, provided he stays in the team. Barras and Gov will come back, hopefully, over the next 2 to 3 weeks. Bailey Williams has taken a grab. Let's get that on the vlog. Bailey Williams has taken a fantastic contested mark, kind of, reaching high above him, standing at 198 centimetres. He's a player I really like. He's got a big future at AFL level. Hopefully he goes back and slots it. Wish the Eagles would update the blue, white and yellow Guernsey jersey with the modern eagle and the royal blue. Oh, I don't like the navy blue, white and yellow one, to be honest. Williams lining up. Can he kick it? He has nearly kicked that out in the full. That's really disappointing. Yeah, like Mark agrees that it sounds like a travel ad. AFL trying to be hip and youthful is always cringe. Yeah, I think the Eagles in general, Eagles specifically are the ones who deserve the criticism for the song. It's probably like Nisbet being like, ooh, what will the kids like? Let's appeal to a younger audience. I don't know why he's putting on a lisp. Six plays 3. Hawthorn launched it inside 50. Rotherham mops up though. Langdon really playing quite deep and is spoiled through from behind. 6 plays 4. Who has GF in AFL Fantasy? I don't, DJ. I wonder what his price was at the start of the season and what his price is now. Will I run a Super Coach League next year? I've never played Super League. Sorry, Super Coach. So it feels a little bit... I mean, there's no real reason. I think it's just time and effort, but I don't see why I wouldn't. As Archie rolls into 50, he's got to have a shot. There's no one at home. He's kicked it. The Eagles are finally on the board. 12 plays 4. Good goal from Archie. He's been lively. So we can update this angle a little bit. I think the sun's just making it a little bit glary. That's a bit better. Bit less of the glare from the background in, guys. What a goal. It was a good goal. Of all the shots on goal so far, that was certainly not the easiest, and he's put it through. Game of the round so far, says Hasgod. Yeah, honestly, I don't think it's not game of the round, but it's... wait, what is game of the round? Melbourne-Sydney last night was good. But I actually think it's a good absorbing contest at the moment. How much longer at AFL level do you feel Kennedy has? I think he will retire this year. I think we'll fall short of really getting deep into the flag mix this year, and also the fact that the Eagles have Oscar Allen, Waterman, and a few others, like they're ready to take the next step. There's less pressure for Kennedy to stay on. As Archie, can he make it 2 in a minute? He has. Archie has scored 2 goals in, what was that, like 40 seconds? Good to see him back in the side. He's had a great start. Do you think Tim Kelly will ever play at the level he did at Geelong and whilst at the Eagles? It's a good question. I think Kelly's proven himself to be a good midfielder and not more. The thing about Geelong is that he was about the 3rd or 4th midfielder he had to worry about. Now, when we get Shuey and Yo back, then I think Yo is probably the most dangerous. And even Shuey, I think, is better than Kelly. So that's where he could really thrive. But, 42 possessions last week, that was arguably one of his best games at AFL level. So you could certainly make the case he will. But, yeah, not too sure. Floodgates are open, says Pat Kaz. Don't know about that yet. I think Hawthorn are playing well enough to hit back. Why do I think the Eagles suck away from home? I don't. I think that's a myth. I just think we've had 2 bad away games this year. We've also played some good opponents in Melbourne this year. Bulldogs we nearly beat. Should have won that game. Cripps missed in the goal square, which would have made it 18 points. I reckon we would have won the game had he kicked that. St Kilda was an abomination, and then we never beat Geelong away, so I can't read too much into that. Hawthorn go deep now. Oh, that is amazing. Is that a mark? What a mark from Mitch Lewis. That's your goal. That's your mark of the round. Oh, not mark of the round. I think Shai Bolton's was better, definitely, but certainly mark of the day. As he's lining up, I'm going to get my coffee from the fridge, guys, and I'll look at the chat. Mitch Lewis has kicked it. Hawks are on the board. I knew they'd hit back. You'd be silly to think they wouldn't. Great mark. Deserved a goal. What a great game of footy. Loving every second, you cat. Good man. Do you think Allen will be an All-Australian in the next 3 years? 3 years could be a bit early. But he's certainly talented enough, I would say. You guys got rid of Vardy and Hickey to keep Vardy. Do you mean Lysett? To keep Vardy because you didn't... Hang on. You guys got rid of Vardy and Hickey to keep Vardy because you didn't think Lysett had it in him when Nick retires to take the job on himself. No, that's not true. We wanted to keep Lysett and he wanted to play for Port Adelaide. So he exercised his free agency rights. We would have wanted to keep him, for sure. I think he's a good player. Underrated loss for the Eagles. Williams in the ruck there, wins the tap, but it goes to a Hawthorn player. Oh, Tim Kelly out of nowhere has snatched a clearance. Hang on. Zach Langdon has plucked a mark. I think he kicked, was it 2 goals last week? Lining up for his first today. The Eagles a chance to get a quick response to what was a really good mark from Mitch Lewis and then a subsequent goal. This is a tough shot. He's from about 45 out on a slight angle. He runs around. He has missed. In fact, it's still in play. How do you not make the distance from there, Langdon? Is Connie Rosie overrated? Wait, what was that? Sorry, UCAT. Why does Bush's NBA channel in the description link to Coalworld? Does it really? Does it really? I've been dogging Busher hard then. That's an accident. I'll have to fix that next video. Thanks for letting me know, UCAT. Is Connor Rosie overrated? Very slightly. I think he's a good player. But he's been talking about... Kane Corns reckon he's the next 5, and yeah, it's a bit much for me. Oh, God. I don't know if you saw that, but I just dribbled everywhere. Zachy Butters is a better player. Give me Zachy Butters over Connor Rosie. Giath's been everywhere today. Not a massive surprise. He's a good player, but yeah, been very prominent. Oh, Williams jumped very early there. Bit nervous. Mitchell's been prominent as well. Again, not a surprise. Oh, good mark. That's annoying. This will be go down to 2 points. He should kick this. Huntsman says he didn't know Harry Mackay had a twin. Yeah, neither did Druzy. We were talking about it yesterday. I knew that because I followed the draft, so I knew the Mackay twins were in that draft. I think Mackay went top 10. Sorry, Harry went top 10. Ben went maybe in the 20s, I think. He's a defender. Oh, how do you shank that hard? Why am I surprised? It's been a game of shanks. Do you reckon Geelong won the Tim Kelly trade? It's too early to tell because it's hard to even calculate what they did with those picks. I know they picked up Cooper Stevens and a bunch of others. Was DeConning another one from that trade as well? It's too early to assess exactly how that's going to go, but it also helped them get Jeremy Cameron, so they did very well out of it. I think that large. Oh my God, Jones has fumbled. He should kick this though. He's kicked it. It's good footy. I don't care what anyone says. This is a good game. Eagles haven't won away. Yeah, that's true. But played Bulldogs and Geelong away. And then St Kilda decided to play like the regular St Kilda in the second half and beat us. So we've had tough games. The Saints game was the real, not the only poor game, but the only poor result, I would say. Okay, I mean, the Cats flogged us, but honestly, if they'd flogged us by 7 goals, I would have been happy. They always beat us. Where are we at? Shy Bolton's mark overrated. I thought Myercheck's was just good, to be honest. Or I need to have a look at him again, to be honest. I didn't see the Richmond Geelong game. I've seen one Insta clip of Shy Bolton's mark. Myercheck's was fantastic. Yeah, I'll have to get back to you on that one, to be honest, Mike. Do I think the Eagles are a contender? I think they're an outside contender, probably 5th or 6th in the running. Nat Nui has taken that out of the ruck. The Eagles are a sneaky chance to put another one on the scoreboard here, but Hawthorn get away. Oh, Gaff with the body takes the mark. Gaff is about 55 out. He's going to look for a short target. No, he's going to bomb it long to the top of the square. Waterman's there. Williams is there. And Cripps could Oh, he could crumb this, but it's going to get touched. Sorry, spoiled. No, not even that. He's going to get tackled. Oh, they had that holding the ball? Oh, wait, no, yeah. He definitely had prior. I just thought it went out of bounds for some reason. Do I think Zach Merritt will go to Port? I think Zach Merritt is more likely to stay in Victoria because I think he'll have his suitors there. I think Collingwood is supposedly into him. That being said, he'd probably rather play for... Oh, yes, Bailey Williams, finally. It's back on the board. Tough one. You choose between Collingwood... hang on, I'll start that again because I'm vlogging as well. It's a tough one for Zach Merritt choosing between Port and Collingwood, where it's like Collingwood's the Victorian side... are probably going to offer him a little bit more money, you'd think, depending what their cap looks like at the moment. It's hard to assess that. But Port Adelaide's in contention. The thing is, though, if Collingwood get a Zachy Merritt, I think you're going to see them probably do a very short and quick rebuild as Williams lines up. And he has done the same thing, hung it out to the right. No goal. So, I mean, like I said, if Collingwood get Zachy Merritt, I don't think they embrace a full rebuild. They'll have had Dacos, they would have had last year's draft. And they've been drafting for a while now, guys like Quaynor as well in the first round. I think they'll be a finalist again in a couple of years, to be honest, Collingwood, if they get someone like a Zachy Merritt. I don't see them spending a long time down the bottom. 57 concurrent viewers, guys. Thank you. Like the stream if you haven't already. Appreciate it. The Butchie says it's good to see an AFL YouTuber that goes for the Eagles, mate. Yes, thank you. I think I'm not the only one out there, that's not for sure. But yeah, there's not too many of us. I like the idea of having a West Australian perspective. Don't always get it right. Everyone's prone to bias, subconsciously. I try my hardest not to be biased, but sometimes you just know more about certain players than others. But yeah, I'd love to do more Eagles content, but I don't have the luxury of that time. I need to also do the AFL generally. But every now and then I do a Where Are the Eagles At and stuff like that. It's good fun. I feel like I would be better at an Eagles fan channel than I would be at True Footy, but... Oh, Nat Nui has plucked it out of the ruck. Just because I know my shit more with the Eagles. D's might get top 4, mate. They're 8-0. It'd be a bit of a failure to not go top 4 from this range. If Merritt recommits longer term, the D should offer him captaincy over Dyson. That's a fair point, although I wonder, you look at the Cornelio model and it didn't quite work. But again, might be a different kind of character sort of thing. Merritt might be a bit more prone to... not prone, but might be a bit more suited to a captaincy role. Bit harsh on Cornelio. I just think he's a bit introverted. I really like him though. G'day James AFL, welcome to the chat. Sorry, I'm a little bit absorbed in the game, so sometimes I go a minute or two without looking at the stream. Will they shift Oscar Allen up forward today, you reckon? I don't think so, Blake. I don't think there's a need to, but there's more of a clear need for a defender. Oh, Williams! Again! Hang on. Bailey Williams has taken an intercept mark after missing 2 pretty average set shots. He's still seeking his first goal. He's been prominent today. Player I really like. Let's hope he bags one here. I think he's kicked a goal at AFL level already. I want to say it was against North or Essendon or something last year. But no goals so far this year, obviously. Williams goes back. Got to kick this. He has. Welcome back to the side, mate. You have a long future at AFL level. I'm a big fan of Bailey Williams. Yeah, I'm going to Adelaide next week. Sorry, I'll scroll that up. Hang on, I've lost it. Yeah, I'm going to Adelaide next week, so I'll be at the game. Oh, dope. That's cool. Should be a good game. Little finals preview, you'd think. G'day 2021 Mecha Godzilla. Thanks for joining the stream. Sean says that the last time the D's were 8-0, they sacked their coach and didn't make finals. When was that? They were 2005. They 5-0 or something like that, or 6-0. They wouldn't have sacked their coach in 2005. It was Danaher. So, no, I'm guessing it was a while ago. But that's a very interesting stat, Sean. When will Elio come back? They're hoping sometime before the bye, but I don't know if that's in the waffle or not. But maybe around the bye, mate. Eagles with another clearance. Looking very good. Very happy with what I'm seeing. This is an injury-depleted side who has responded well after that terrible Geelong loss. And Brander has found Kelly. Come on, Eagles. This is crap football, says Huntsman. It always feels like that when you're on the losing team. I think the Eagles have just dominated the last little bit. Like Mike says, quarter season Eagles review content sounds easy views. Yeah. I don't know what people think of my general thoughts on the Eagles if they're not an Eagles fan, so I try not to milk that too much, but I do feel like that's the kind of content I can just turn the camera on and talk without having to do much research because I'm obviously so immersed in it. Kelly has banged it through. The Eagles get out to a 26-point buffer. I was actually planning, I was going to make a video on the Eagles if they lost today, just to see where they're at. Maybe mid-season. Well, I guess whenever anything significant happens, I'll do one. Sean reckons it was about 50 years ago. Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, probably not too relevant to today. But, yeah. I'm happy for Melbourne fans. They've been through some serious hurt. Eagles are playing well, so Sports Night. I agree. Very happy with what I'm seeing so far. Thank you, the Butchies. You're a legend. He's just subscribed. So if you haven't already, anyone out there, please do so. Help a lot. Appreciate it. James AFL kicked 2 this morning. Good on you, mate. Where are you playing? Forward line? I'm in Perth, mate. And yes, DJ Yams, these are protein shakes. They're caffeinated, so they're like my morning coffee and a protein shake all in one. Getting back into the gym after they close for a week or two. I really hate when the gyms close. I may not look like it, but I'm an avid gym goer, and I really enjoy it just the mental break of going to the gym, listening to your favourite music, getting those endorphins juicing. Juicing? No, gym's a big part of my life, which is totally not what you asked. I'm totally adding more to the question. But yeah, long story short, coffee protein. How long until quarter time? It's half time in 8 minutes. So this is the second quarter now. Would be great not to concede more than at least, say, 1. At most, rather. It's a palmy slats. Oh, Sheed's found the ball. Haven't looked at the stats for a little while. G'day, Tanisha. Trying to get swole, yeah. There's been times in my life where I have gotten... I'm reluctant to say big because by other people's standards, it's all relative, but I've definitely been a lot bigger than this when I've been really passionate about the gym. But since I started YouTube, I was in the form of my life the year I started YouTube, and it's just never been the same since, but for good reason. It's a good... YouTube is a good distraction. Petricelli has almost... Oh my God! Oh, I thought that was a goal. Holy shit. So Sheed leads all comers with 16 touches. That's nice to see. Kelly, most fantasy points, backing up last week. 73. Impressive. Very impressive. It's not even half time. See you, James. Thanks for taking part. Oh, thanks, Kev. Appreciate that. I am making a lot of content at the moment. Hey, I've recorded like 4 videos between me and Drewsy's channel yesterday. Oh, Kennedy! Yes! He's plucked it. Who says this man needs to retire? Yeah, thanks, Kev. I think I will. I think I'll just space it out. I don't always have something to say on the Eagles. But, yeah. Pretty happy with how this game is going. Kennedy's kicked it. The Eagles lead by 5 goals. This is good viewing. Let's scroll up. Did I miss something? DJ Yam says you need to have good balance. It's very true. I'm not sure if you're referring to the Eagles AFL content or if you're referring to gym and YouTube balance. But either way, you're right. G'day, Megan. Or is it Megan? Is that spelling Megan? Or is it an Aussie and American thing who say Megan and Megan? I'm confused. Sorry if I got your name wrong. Who's my favourite player? Shuey. I don't play footy anymore. I used to. A good 6 years ago now. Long since decided I'm much better at talking about football. Which shows how bad I am at playing football. Do you think Kennedy will have about 2 more years in him? I think he's playing well enough where he could justify it. But I think there'll come a time where he just hangs up the boots, and I think it'll probably be this year. I think I was expecting it to be last year, and I think they decided to have one more crack at a post-COVID season. Not that we're really post-COVID. Where are the Eagles on the ladder? Asks, where is it? Scroll up, sorry. James. James has asked that. So I'm getting up the live ladder as Hawthorn sort of move toward an inside 50. In fact, it is an inside 50. Gee, it'd be good just to have 1 goal conceded in a half. This has been really good from the Eagles so far. But I was saying this against St Kilda. Actually, that's not true. Against St Kilda, I felt like the game was more even than the scoreboard suggested. I feel like we're playing much more convincingly now as Darling sends the ball inside 50. It's a poor kick, though. Oh, Kennedy's made it work with a blind intercept. Cripps, he's been up and down in form this year. Oh, the ball's just intercepted. Good pressure from the Eagles. This has been fantastic. We've halved the contest in like moments where Hawthorn have threatened to get the ball out. Although Hawthorn are now out. The Eagles are 6 on the live ladder at the moment. Oh, Allen. Oh, good tackle. That's a full Nelson, the commentator says. That's a really good tackle. Oh, well done. Great tackle from Kazitsky on Nelson. Sometimes when a player gets embarrassed, you see them sort of like perk up, and the next contest they go real hard, and that's exactly what happened. Brander's another player of the future that hopefully we can develop in the right way. He's going solidly today without being really noticeable. Oh, Petrocelli's run down Giath. Great chase. Hawthorn still had the ball though because he got the kick out. Cousins. Oh, it's a good kick inside 50, but there you go. Golden Hawthorn, well played. Sorry, I've missed a bit of chat. Eagles are 6 on the live ladder. It's all about cardio and achieving that natty 2010 night 5 frame. See, if I do cardio, I'm a massive ectomorph, so I shred down to... So I'm 6'3", so about 190 centimetres. So it's the same height as Elliot Yeo, right? When I was playing footy, and I didn't have a small frame, like I'm kind of broad without being big, I weighed 76 kilos. I'm extremely light. So when I do cardio, like I drop off. So at the moment, I'm about 80, 81 these days. And I'll describe it as a medium build, but I reckon if I started playing footy, I would just drop the weight. So yeah, long story short, not capable of looking like Nat Fyfe if I do cardio. Mind you, few people are very genetically capable to look like Nat Fyfe. Slats wants to see Clarko screaming at the boys during halftime. Thanks, Kev. I've thought about doing gym videos. I'd probably do it on a different channel to True Footy, though. I don't know how much interesting stuff I'd have to say. Other than being a typical like skinny teenager who had was a bit insecure about being skinny. Then I bulked up in the summer, and now I don't really ever think about being too skinny, which I think is something that probably resonates with a lot of young men. But other than that, don't have too much fitness insight. 4 minutes to go, and the Eagles lead by 27. Mitch Ryan says, how good is iced coffee? Yes, I'm a 5-star health rating kind of man, though. I like the low sugar stuff. Huntsman's never had an iced coffee. They are nice, mate. Good thing to not do all the time, though. You put on... There's a fair bit of sugar in them, but... Coffee is amazing, though. I only started drinking it when I was like 22, 23. Jones sends the ball to the top of the square. Eagles have a chance of scoring here. Kennedy's done pretty well. Tackled kind of without it. Would have been a soft free though. How long do you think Boat can play to? Gee, he's not really slowing down, is he? I think he's probably got at least 2 years after this one, if he wants it. Sometimes mentally players go before they go physically, so it just depends where he's at. But still chasing that flag. He wouldn't have played in 04, too young. So, free kick. Don't know what it's for. Looks like Jack Darling has been awarded a free kick about 20 metres out, directly in front of goal. This would make it 33 points, and hopefully the final goal before half time. If Oscar Allen keeps having a good season, Kennedy might hang it up. That's true. I think the club might be less inclined to talk Kennedy into staying because Allen's there. You know, if we have no Oscar Allen, then maybe we're like, we can win a flag if you stay Kennedy, but don't know. Jack Darling lines up, should kick this, needs to kick this. He has 33 points of margin. Come on, Eagles. What's the word on Jared Cameron? Playing in Waffle or injured? He's had osteitis pubis for like a year and a half or something like that. I might be misremembering that. He definitely had osteitis pubis, so he might have had a spate of other injuries as well. But he had that phase where he kicked 8 goals in 8 kicks across 2 games for the Eagles. Got injured. 2020 was a bit of a write-off for a lot of non-AFL players, as you can imagine, because there was no Waffle. They just played in like those scrimmages. So there's a lot of misdevelopment there across a lot of players across the league. And Cameron's just one that hasn't played a lot of footy, but he came back last week, kicked 3 goals in the Waffle, and then yesterday they got belted by 125 points, and I think he didn't do too much. So I think for him it's just going to be a slow burn back to fitness. Hopefully by the end of the year he'll get an opportunity. Then again, we probably have Rioli and Ryan later in the year too, hopefully. Do I train like a bodybuilder or strength train? I train like a bodybuilder. I only care about building mass. Yeah. Oh, free kick paid to someone. It's going to Hawthorn, hopefully. No goals out of this. Honestly, Clarko's going to have an aneurysm at halftime. Do you reckon he really gets angry at losses like this, considering where Hawthorn are on the ladder? I say losses. It's way too early to say a loss. Oh. Scrimshaw's kicked. That's not Scrimshaw. Commentator said Scrimshaw. Hanrahan, yeah. Kick 2. Good goal for the Hawks. Good crumbing goal. Yeah, do you think Clarko gets really frustrated at a scoreline like this, considering where the Eagles are and Hawthorn are rebuilding? Maybe. Arden says Hawks suck. Savage. Also, if you haven't checked it out, guys, I do a podcast called Coal World. I've actually pinned it to the chat. Would love you guys to check it out. I think we're recording later today. So yeah, would appreciate your support on that. It's something I'm quite passionate about, just doing low-key in the background. We've had Druzy on. We talk about issues that young men think about. I'll tell you some of the episodes. We've got how would you like to be remembered, lessons from your 20s, gym talk and positive thinking. We did a grand final podcast, reflecting on 2020, the pursuit of happiness, lockdown for a week. Dylan then has a app talking about growing up with dyslexia. That's a really good watch. Talks about what it was like to go through having a learning disability, written off by his teachers, and now has a degree and a graduate job. Sorry, a little bit absorbed. That's a great kick from Sheed. Finds Jones on the wing. 2 minutes to go in the half. And then a podcast with Druzy as well. Not 15, savage, but that is a good handball by Sheed. Relieves the pressure, and the Eagles send it deep. Come on, Kennedy. Have a little snap, son. Oh my God, that would have been an amazing goal. How long will Adam Simpson coach for? I think he's pretty much can coach for as long as he wants, I reckon. He's a fantastic coach. I don't know. He doesn't seem like the most... when I see Simo talk, he just looks exhausted a lot. I don't know if he's the sort of guy who could coach for 10 years plus. But he's a fantastic coach, so I hope we have him for as long as possible. Slat says, I think Clarko is very competitive. Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. Pet peeve is commentators routinely getting names wrong. You have one job. That's very true. That's very true. But I have learned that it's harder than it looks. Sometimes I just look at a player that I've seen a million times and I just forget his name. It's happened in this very stream, sorry. Oof. Minute to go. Please don't concede, Eagles. 22 points would be unfortunate. I reckon we deserve to be more than 22 points up if they got a goal. Brandis has been fairly prominent. Getting a lot of back half footy, but it's all right. It's playing a role. Well done, Alan. Alan running out of the back half. Rotherham. No, Redden, rather. Alan. Providing some run and dash. Gee, Alan can really do everything, eh? He's 191 centimetres and he was our second ruck for like 18 months. Oh, Waterman spilled one he should have taken. Oh, they can score here, Hawthorn. Bruce has the ball. 65 out. Kazitsky's there. He's gonna... Oh, he's nearly plucked it. That's actually Mitch Lewis. Fuck, that's frustrating. Rotham's conceded. G'day, Sasquatch Frere. Co-creator of True Footy. Welcome, mate. So, we conceded a free kick right before halftime. Yeah, Rotham's just grabbed his hand, influenced him a little bit there. He's going to snap. There's about 8 seconds to go in the half. This will cut the lead to 22. Oh, he's going to just have time. He's snapped it around the corner. He's missed, thank God. And that is a 27-point margin. Much happier than that. That's probably a fair reflection on the half so far. Excuse me. Great first half from the Eagles there. Played with a really good intent. Hawthorn not playing terribly, I don't think. I think we're just outworking them a little bit. They're a young side. This is the result that we should have gotten for a half-time. Does that make sense? This is the scoreline that it should be at half-time for the quality on the Eagles list. And obviously enjoying a bit of a purple patch after last week's derby. So fingers crossed we can run out the game because we haven't done that all year. Thoughts on Clarko getting to Collingwood as Bucks replacement? Surely, does Clarko have it in him for a massive challenge like that? I feel like staying at Hawthorn would be more tempting. Sam Mitchell to Collingwood is an interesting one, where it's like if Sam Mitchell doesn't accept the Collingwood job, does that mean that Clarko's on the way out in terms of retiring? Eddie always gets it wrong. He kept calling Levi Casbolt Levi Greenwood a couple of weeks ago. That's shameful. Levi Greenwood plays for Collingwood. No, that's weird. Levi Greenwood. That's classic. What do you think of the Pies win yesterday, Mitchie? Taz Devil says, what are you talking about? If you were down by 20, wouldn't matter. As in, you're very confident the Eagles would win? Yeah, no, you're right. Like, I don't mean in the context of the entire game, but more just like 22 points for the domination we had for a large part of that would have been a bit flat with that. The door's still open a little bit, but I'm still confident. Yes, Butchies, we are Western Australian. Yep. I'm from Bunbury, actually. Sort of. So is Joycey. Robert Harvey, next Pies coach, Joycey reckons. Yeah, good shout, that. That's if Bucks get sacked. He might be, though. Who knows? That's a good shout, though. Good nomination. I don't really have my finger on the pulse of who the assistants are at the moment that would step up to a coaching gig next. Robert Harvey's probably as good a shout as anyone. Sportsnut says Hawks might be able to pull off a comeback. Look, Hawks are the comeback kings this year against Adelaide, against St Kilda, and the Eagles have conceded a big comeback against St Kilda. So, wait, who did I say? I meant Hawthorn did it against Adelaide and Essendon, is what I meant to say. And the Eagles against St Kilda. So, Grizzly says, I'm a Hawthorn fan and the Eagles will choke. I respect your confidence. I like to think that we won't, though. To contrast it with the Saints game, I think we're dominating a lot more than we did against the Saints. That's the difference. The Saints we were clinical and scored from less opportunities where I think, let's look at the stats. Mitchie says, just regards to Collingwood's win yesterday, he says, it was a decent win. We fell asleep a few times and let them kick 3 or 4 in a row. Yeah, I think we were recording videos during the last quarter, Mitchie, so I missed it, but I came back and the score was a lot closer than it was previously. So, yeah, maybe a few lapses there. So look at the stats. Tim Kelly has 18 touches and a goal. AFL fantasy points, 81. Very good, backing up last week's effort. Titch has the most touches with 20. No real surprise there. Giaths has had 64.5. He's been really good, as usual. Let's look at this team stats. So Hawthorn still have 30 more possessions. Disposal efficiency similar. Efficiency inside 50 similar. They've had 9 free kicks to 3. Interesting. Haven't noticed bad umpiring at all. You generally only notice when it's bad. So I won't say it's been bad. But yeah, it doesn't matter what the free kick count is. 6 marks inside 50, so we've just gone ahead of them now. We've had more marks, which we didn't at quarter time. They've out-tackled us. We had 9 tackles inside 50. That's fantastic. So great effort from the forwards there. So let's look at who's tackling the most for the Eagles. Cripps has 6 tackles. That's his role. If he's looking a bit jittery with the ball in hand, if he doesn't nail every opportunity, but he's putting on the pressure axe, then for me, he's doing his role. It'd be great if he can also kick goals, but he's only had 3 touches, but good on him. Langdon, 3 tackles. Sheed, 3 tackles. That's huge. Sheed's not a renowned tackler. Archie, 3 tackles. He's been fantastic. Even Petch has 2. Probably want a few more out of Petch, but yeah, solid. If they're not going to choke, it might be closer at the end, though. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'll be happy with a win of this margin. Isaac's a Hawks fan, not too happy with the first half. Yeah, I think... what was the confidence like of Hawks fans? I feel like Hawks fans were pretty confident going into this, to be honest. Which surprised me. Even with our injuries, I was still confident. Not like... Obviously, I had my concerns, but I believe we should win this game. So, it's gone to plan. I think Pies are the best 16th place team I've seen. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Joyce. I think surely they lift out of the bottom 4, but sometimes it happens like you're halfway through the season and you're in the bottom 4, and it's like, yes, if we play out of our skins, we could probably come 10th, but should we then now focus on giving your games to your Rantles, your McRaes, your Henrys, giving more midfield time to Dacos? Like, does their focus change, especially if a coach comes in? So that will influence where Collingwood finish on the ladder. Thanks for joining, Butchies. Be back when the third quarter starts. You're a legend. Appreciate you joining. Sam Mitch, Hawks coach Clarko will retire. Great. Yeah, I think Mitchie will be the next Hawks coach, probably. Grizzly says, I like your videos. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate that. Do you think the Hawks will win the second half? Hard to say. I mean, I could expect the Eagles not to really win big, but yeah, I don't know. I'd back us in. Hawthorn play well, but we don't play 4 quarters. That's very true. We've had 2 good comeback wins this year. Adro says West Coast top 4 this year. I don't know, man. It's so tight at the top 4, like to break into it. I did a ladder predictor on Squiggle the other day. Sometimes I do it with different mindsets. I go, most pessimistic... actually, I might get this on the blog. Sorry, guys. This is weird, I know, but I was just going to re-record what I said. So Adro thinks West Coast for top 4 this year. I don't know, because the top 4 is so competitive that I did a ladder predictor the other day, and sometimes I do the ladder predictors in the most positive Eagles sense, and I do it in the most negative Eagles sense, just to see what our range is. And in our most positive, optimistic Eagles ladder prediction I had us winning 16 games, which normally gets you top 4, and I had a 6th. So there's so many good teams competing for that role. There's so many good teams competing for that top 4, rather. Melbourne 8-0, not going to drop out. The Bulldogs 7-1 or 6-1, soon to be 7-1 maybe. Hard to imagine them dropping out of the top 4. Port Adelaide are a good side. Geelong have finally hit their groove. And then you've got Richmond, who are below us at the moment, surely come back. Brisbane also higher than us on the ladder at the moment. Assuming they beat Fremantle as well, they'll stay higher than us. And then there's Sydney to contend with as well. So, it's just so tight at the top. The Eagles just can't make too many mistakes. They've already lost 3 games. It's just top 4 just seems really hard. We also have mad injuries at the moment, so if we can stay around the mark of 4th and get all our players back, then I think the sky's the limit. But still, not sure. Cam Guthrie, Brownlow Smoky at $26. How's he gone this year? I know he's been alright, but has he been in Brownlow form? I'm guessing not, otherwise his odds would be shorter. Let's have a look. C. Guthrie. Yeah. He had 36. Shit. He's averaging 31 disposals. That's bloody elite. 6.3 clearances. Yeah, interesting. Mundy's good odds too. Gunston really would have helped. I agree, Sports Nut. Oh, he says if I leave him, it's because I'm a Hawks supporter and want to watch the game. That's fair enough, mate. I appreciate you. Really appreciate you tuning in. Good on you. Eagles can't drop this game. I agree. Adro says 5th then. Yeah, fair enough. I think that's probably realistic. 5th or 6th. Like Mike says, Pies have a good top end. Massive drop thereafter. List manager leaving is more telling. Buck's 2-year contract extension. So is that last line your prediction? You predict Buckley will get a 2-year contract extension? Yeah, could be. I see them coming out and regretting their list management decisions. Like, obviously, they threw Treloar under the bus last year, and then I think, haven't they even come out and said, Grundy 7 years? The guy who said it was like, I wouldn't have done it. It's like, fuck. Is Grundy really even the focus? Like, whether it's 5 years or 7 years, does that really affect Collingwood right now? Surely not. I agree with you on terms of their depth, but one thing I do think Collingwood have going for them is I think they've been adding quality youth over a number of years now, not just the last draft. So I mean, last draft they got McRae, Henry, and someone that's escaped me. I want to say there was a third player in there. Someone will be in the chat will be able to tell me. But let's look at their lineup for the last game. Bo McCreary, he's going alright this year. The Brown brothers, Murphy, Poulter. Poulter's the other one. People really like Noble. Quaynor as well, first round draft pick just a couple of years ago. Like Dacos and then Nick Dacos on top of that. So like what I'm saying is they don't really need to reboot the entire list. Like they've had a bit of a contingency is what I think. So also look at the injury list. I think the injury list was looking alright the last time I saw it. I don't know who has the worst injury list. I reckon the Eagles would go close, to be honest. GWS, I think, are up there. No Cornelio, Phil Davis, De Boer, Haynes, Bruce, Sam Reid, and they've got Whitfield back recently. Riley Burke says, very sad Hawks fan here. You guys are just too good. Yeah, fair enough, Riley. Look, I don't want to sound patronising, but it's like the Eagles are a decent side, and it was if they were going to bring a good round of footy, which I think they have. I don't think it's any shame that Hawthorn are 4 goals down. You know what I mean? So I'm a little bit surprised the Hawks fans were so confident, considering the Eagles were good last week. But yeah, fair enough. I think Hawks fans just want to win all the time, and that's fair, and that's a product of being a good club for so long. I just remember when I was rebuilding, there were games where I'd be like, we're a few goals down against a quality side. Happy with that. Did I say when I was rebuilding? I meant when the Eagles were rebuilding. Sorry, I will return to the chat very shortly. I just kind of want to answer my own question about Collingwood's injury list. So no Adams and no Elliott and Howe. Greenwood listed as a concussion test, but yeah. Scotty Burns, another sad Hawks fan. Sorry, bro. Appreciate you jumping on the stream, though. Mitchell Badger just had his local footy game. Good on him. Good. Well done on the win. Sasquatch Frio says, Freo upset today. Point to prove. It would be cool to see them upset Brisbane, to be honest. I think they're capable. The injuries are the main question. They were really good in the first half last week. If they play 4 quarters like their first half last week, they will win today. Grant's had some good return with Kelly and fantasy in the past couple of weeks. Yeah, bloody oath, mate. 81 today. What did he get last week? Probably 150. Do I think Pendlebury will retire at the end of the year? I hope he doesn't. I feel like he's still good enough to keep playing, to be honest. Really, Really big fan of Tim Kelly. Sorry, Pendlebury is what I meant to say. Penders has stated he wants to play under another captain. Interesting. Doesn't sound like a man who is about to retire then. Who would be the next captain? Would it be Darcy Moore? Darcy reckons Hawks will come out hard this term. Could be right. Jack Monahan, welcome. Says go Hawks. Jesse, thoughts on the game? Very happy, Hamish. What are your thoughts? I think I was never expecting a walkover today. To be 27 points up, I'm really happy with. Seriously undermanned. Bailey Williams looking good. Some of the young guys, even Brand has been productive. Cripps has laid tackles. I think the pressure inside 50 is probably the best stat that I'm happy with. Had 9 tackles inside 50 to 1. So, good to see a renewed effort from the Eagles in that respect. Just want to see. Brandon's had 10 touches. He's been solid. Really happy with Archie. Love seeing him in the side. It's looking good so far. Very happy. Freo defence is crap. Brisbane will run over them. Freo's defence is undermanned. But last week, the Eagles obviously scored 132. Slat says, after watching the previous Hawthorn dominance, it's sad seeing this Hawthorn. Yeah, I'm sure it is hard for fans of those teams to tolerate a rebuild. It was certainly hard for me in 2008 when the Eagles became really, really poor after 2 years after a flag. But there's excitement in rebuilding. They got this good young talent. Yaya says, Smoko break. I would love to, but I have to stay committed to the stream. Like Mike says, 7-year long-term deals are rarely justified unless they're a franchise league star like Dustin Martin. Franklin deal, debatable if it's a success. True. I think, though, Grundy deserved it at the time. I feel like he qualified as a league star, to be honest. And like I said, it depends how you structure the contract, but does 7 years versus 5 years really make a big difference in the short term? I feel like it affects you in the 6th and 7th years. Unless they front-ended it, which would be stupid. It makes more sense to back-end a Grundy deal. But I guess the danger is they're paying more for him per year for that 7 years because he's had a drop-off. It happens a lot when players sign a big contract. They really drop off. Their drive obviously drops off. It's happened to a lot of players. G'day, Sports Nut. He says he's got to go. Join back soon. Thanks, mate. See you soon. Hamish says, I'm happy, but in the first quarter they kept going long and high inside 50 and they fixed that up in the second. Yeah, good point. Sometimes the game just settles and the Eagles, when they settle, they get more composed. They start hitting those shorter options. I think early it's just like territory, which is not great. Edwards is going to be really good in the future. I agree. He's good young talent. Good to see Brandon making the most of his opportunities. I agree, Brendan. Changa says, sup. Welcome, mate. How you doing? Who's in a better spot between the Pies and the Hawks? That's a really good question. The thing I like about the Pies is that they've got some mids. Good young quality mids. I know you got Warple. And I'm thinking guys younger than O'Meara and Mitchell. They've added McRae. They're getting Nick Dacos. I'd probably rather be Collingwood, to be honest. I'd rather have Clarkson as my coach, though. More confident about Clarkson taking him up and successfully rebuilding than I am Buckley. Hawks better young talent, I'd say. Sasquatch, says Hamish. Yeah, probably. I don't know. I also like to look at what type of player these guys are. And Hawthorn's mids and their keys are less convincing. But Granger Brass is actually a really good talent as well. What's the latest on him? He's obviously not playing. Is he injured? Slat says Pies have a better young talent at the moment. Yeah, see, I think that's something they're doing well under the surface. They've actually got these young guys in. And their established players are also better. They shouldn't... Yeah, so Granger Brass out for 4 to 6. Yeah, Collingwood shouldn't be playing as poorly as they are. There's no way. G'day, Brody, friend of the channel. Welcome, mate. What are your thoughts on the game so far? Changa says, to add on the youngster mids for the Pies, Tyler Brown is ridiculously underappreciated. Interesting. I don't know too much about Tyler Brown, to be honest. I obviously know who he is, but I don't really have a good feel for how good he actually is. Too many variables and factors in longer deals. We had Charlie Cameron witness a form slump soon after renewing his contract. He seemed complacent and lost hunger for a duration. I believe there was like some study done on athletes in general about the way their form trends after they sign a huge contract and their performance drops off massively. I think for us, you could argue that both McGovern and Gaff haven't been as good as they were since they signed those deals. Mind you, that was 2018, both of them signed on. And that was also like our premiership year, so no one's really... Not too many players have improved since 2018, to be honest. At least out of the mature, established Eagles players. Conan says, loving the True Footy show and just the tips. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Conan. Really appreciate that. So Conan's referring to Drew Footy show, which we do every week on the Drewsy YouTube channel, and just the tips is our tipping show. Got a Luke Shuey cameo for Mother's Day. Dope, bro. That's sick. Adith wants to know when I'm eating lunch. I think I had a bit of breakfast before the game. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stand up for a bit. My ass is hurting. This happened last week. It's like being on a long drive. I'm going to stand like this for a second. Hamish likes John Noble. Yes. So apparently he's David Noble's son. I did not know that. Did everyone know that? Is that even true? Somebody told me that. I think it was... No, Joycey there. That's right. Joycey said it. Joyce is a reliable source. I think he said he heard a commentator say it. Oh boy. Brody says, it's going how we thought. We're just hanging on, but we'll get put away in the fourth. Fair enough, Brody. Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. This is we're further up ahead than I would expect at halftime. But again, I also just had belief the Eagles had it in them to win. Alistair is one of the great coaches, especially in this era. Totally. Undeniable. All right, I'm going to come back down. The ball's about to be bounced. Oh, my buttocks are sore. Redden wins the clearance. Oh, that's a mark from Langdon. Sends the ball deep. Oh, Darling was held. Top of the goal square. That hurts Hawthorn. Noble's just a good, young, consistent player. Doesn't play too many bad games. So was he mature age? Was he a mid-season draft pick or something like that? I feel like he came in unconventionally. He's kicked it. Thoughts on Rendell throwing Ned Guy under the bus? Sasquatch asks. Look, that's news to me. I didn't hear about that. Can you tell us more about that, Joycey? Excuse me. So Ned Guy was the list manager. Rendell is there. Did he used to be part of them? Rendell's the one that's played. I'm dying. Sorry. I'm good. Matty Rendell is the one that's no longer associated with Collingwood. Was he their recruiting manager or something at one point? Woo! I need some water. Oh, it's all going to shit here at True Footy Live. Eagles get a goal though. Pretty happy with that. Oh man, you do a lot of talking on a live stream. I think my throat's getting scratchy. Oh, just give me a sec to compose myself. Another clearance for the Eagles. Excuse me. All right, who are you thinking for this year's premiership? I'm thinking Richmond and Melbourne. I know I'm such a basic bitch for including Richmond, but it could be Geelong and Melbourne. Imagine that. That would be a sick grand final. Oh, Archie's turned it over. Not a great turnover, but great tackle by Nelson. Hawthorn threatened to get it out there, although the ball has spilled free. Good tackle though. Oh, no, they've paid a free kick. Nelson gets the ball. Hang on, I'll just return to the chat in a sec. Just watch this. Nelson has it about 65 out. Launches it to the top of the square. Pack forms. Oh, Williams went up and dropped his hand for some reason. Weird. Did you know when he was in the mid-season draft, but nobody cared too much until Noble became the North coach? So I'm not sure what you're asking me there. I remember him getting drafted. Yeah, right. I guess nobody cared that he was David Noble's son because Noble wasn't the North coach. I see what you're saying. That makes sense. Although I did know who Noble was because he was at Brisbane. Oh, Shepherd's lightning hands there. That was fantastic. Redden with a blind kick does not come off. Noble might be swayed toward the ruse in that case. Pies can't afford to lose youth at this stage. Interesting. Be weird. It'd be kind of lame just to defect to a club because your dad's the coach, though. I feel like it'd be a bit of a lame reason. Cripps. Ah, good spoil. Butchies, welcome back, mate. Rendell was our recruited before Ned Guy. Okay, thanks, Changa. Yes, I am real, Thomas. I may look like an angel, but I am real. After Guy resigned last night, Rendell told a radio show that Guy didn't watch any football. Goodness. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a bit unprofessional, I guess. It'd be interesting to hear the direct quote, see like the tone and the full context, but yeah, it doesn't seem like the most professional way to handle it. Oh, I see what you're saying, Changa. That's all right. Brody says, hitting targets inside 50 has been a struggle for all the lower teams, I reckon. Yeah, it kind of stands to reason, though, doesn't it? All right. So, Hawthorn sort of pressing up the ground here. It's in their 50. Sometimes it's hard to tell Tom Mitchell and Warple apart, just like in the quick sort of... Oh, advantage paid. Impy's kicked a goal. Rats. It's having a good game, Impy. What was I talking about? Yeah, no, Hawthorn dominated for a couple of minutes there and get the goal back. So the door's still open. They do love a comeback. And we are 1.6% behind Sydney. I don't really care about catching them today. Although it would be nice. 38 on the stream. Thank you so much, guys. We're up to 56 likes. If you could hit like on the stream, that would be much appreciated. And also you could subscribe if you're new. That would be great. If you already subscribed and you haven't already, you should. I would appreciate you checking out my podcast, Coal World. I put the link in the chat there, and go check out our podcast. Huntsman says, CJ's had a good game in opposite land. Has he not been good? I suppose he's butchered at moments, but I feel like he's still having a positive impact. Good Mark Rotham. How much better is the stream now? I fixed that weird glitch. Like, most of the streams this year have had this weird lag. I'm sure you guys know what I'm referring to if you've been in streams before. Excuse me. Yeah. Finally worked out how to fix it. So we're 4 minutes into the third quarter. Both teams have scored a goal each. Oh, Allen flies high. Gaff collects. Bailey Williams. Gee, so he's a player I want to stay in the side. I'm such a fanboy, Bailey Williams. Oh, Kennedy lace out from Darling. Well done. Huntsman says he's been so bad. Fair enough. I just noticed him and he's been threatening. I think he's had a couple of good little stoushes with Petch where they've tackled each other. Haven't really been focusing on whether CJ's impacting. Had some good run and carry. Ran himself into trouble maybe once. I see where you're coming from. Sasquatch, yeah. Rotham is one of my favourite defenders in that. I mean, we have a good defence, but I trust him so much with the ball. He's so composed. Oh, he's found Darling. Great mark. I'm a huge fan of Joshy Rotham. He'll never get dropped as far as I'm concerned. He's going to be a long-term player for us. Super composed, super fast. One of the fastest at the club. Hits at 50 metres, lace out. Love his work. That's all right, Brody. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Always appreciate it. People just tuning in even if they can't stay long, it's nice to have you here with us on this, I would say lovely. It's an overcast Sunday afternoon here in Perth, and Darling has missed. Tough shot. Bailey Williams is the ugliest person in the AFL. Harsh. He's not handsome. Aaron Norton goes close though. Wow, the 2 wins that Hawthorn have had this year, they've been 40 down and 32 down. That's fascinating. I didn't realise that were the only 2 wins, but of course they were, yeah. Brander takes a good mark. Good to see him get a bit of momentum. Talented key position player who came into a side with lots of talented key position players. They've had to reinvent him as a mid. One that raised my eyebrows a little bit, but he's going okay. He's going okay, even if that's not where he ends up by the end of his career. I think he's at least contributing now, which is positive. Oh, Bruce. Oh, Allen's just slightly gone under it. Just kind of miscued the jump there. Got to head off. It's been a pleasure. Thanks, James Italia. Thank you for joining, mate. Legend. Go Blues. Oh, of course. Is that where you're going, I'm guessing, to watch the Blues? Has that game started? A little bit out of touch with the rest of the games at the moment. Gaff. The Eagles slightly out of trouble here. Darling's playing a good game, I reckon. It feels like, from the eye test. Okay, now 120 is where the Bulldogs play Carlton. We will not be staying for any other streams, unfortunately. I've got a vlog to edit. Got like 5 videos coming out next week, boys. Including a podcast. So, yeah. Actually, you know what, guys? If you want to get... We've gone back to doing podcasts where we take questions from you guys. If you want to... we normally go through Discord, so if you're not part of Discord, do you want to come back to this stream and comment on it? Not in the chat now, but comment on the actual video, and we'll include it for the next podcast. Just a discussion topic. Try and keep it relevant to like what's happening now, not just like who's your favourite team or who's going to win the flag. Ideally, stuff relevant to now. Can be Buckley stuff or whatever. Oh, good intercept, Alan. Brody says our time in front this season can't be over 20 minutes. That's a really good point. True. That is fascinating, actually. I'd love to find out exactly what it is. Can we be bothered going through it? Be interested very much to go through the time in front stats. So 7 minutes today. Hawthorn sort of moving the ball forward now. 0 time in front against St Kilda. So we're at 7 minutes as Kazitsky lines up. If Hawthorn have to kick a goal, I'd rather be him. He's my fantasy team. What was the time in front against Adelaide? That'd be fascinating. Oh, 56 minutes time in front. Yeah, okay. So that blows your theory out of the water, Brody. But I agree with your sentiment. Like, you've obviously trailed in a lot of games as well. 39 minutes in front of Melbourne. Oh, of course they were. Yeah, they played well that game. Kazitsky across the face. Let's see how my fantasy team's going at the moment. So, like I said before, Nat Nui's in my team. He's on 34. Not great. Phillips, 38. Kazitsky, 32. I'm happy with 32 from Kazitsky, to be honest. I wish he wasn't starting on my field, but that's how much my team has been destroyed by injury. Sorry, where we're at. Of course, people are talking about Fife when his game has nothing to do with this game, rent-free. Huntsman says, what's the server? It's just called True Footy. I think you need a code, Huntsman. I'll send it to you if you want. Actually, I'll drop it in the chat. Let's do that. Invite. Copy link. I'll drop this in the chat. Bear with me 1 second. Joycey says, what are your thoughts on the prison bar thing? I like that they wore it after the game, and I think they should be allowed to wear it for showdowns. But obviously, if the AFL says you can't... Oh my God, Cripps. Poor play, Eagles. No talk. Here we go. Paste. Boom, that's the Discord chat. Brody Allen says 56 minutes. Yeah, wait, I think that's what it said. Yeah, so against Adelaide, you led for 56 minutes or something. I didn't watch that game, so yeah, weird. Where are we at? Kev's Magpies. If just scroll down. I've just dropped the Discord link. Richmond Melbourne feels like a cliched, obvious grand final performance. Choice. Give us the left field prediction. Okay. All right. So that rules out Richmond. Is it cliche to say Melbourne? I feel like it's fair to say Melbourne. Melbourne Bulldogs would be an interesting one. That'd be a cool grand final. I'd be happy with either team winning that. Phillips sends the ball inside 50. I don't think the Eagles are completely out of the question. I also don't think Brisbane are completely out of the question. Great tackle. I think the Eagles' upside is just that we have a lot of the injuries coming back in the second half of the year. The important part will be winning enough games until that happens, because we're pretty depleted and we've got some tough fixtures. Oh, come on with it and spoil it. Sorry, it's a hot footy at the moment. Oh, and it's trickled through from behind. Good. Yeah, so Melbourne Bulldogs, otherwise... Imagine Bulldogs Sydney again. That would be cool. Bulldogs Eagles. Bulldogs Brisbane. I think it'll be a combination of the top four. I think Melbourne, Geelong, and Port. The Dogs and Richmond, and then maybe Brisbane and West Coast in that order after that. Oh, Archie can line up and go for his third. He's kicked it. 3 goals might be either his best bag or equal best bag in a game of footy. Good on him. Yes, I am a member Freo fan 22. So I'll hopefully be in attendance next week as we take on the Crows. When did Melbourne last win a grand final? Was it 1958? Bulldogs are going to get shit on by the Mighty Baggers. I'll be surprised. I just played footy, then my dad showed me the first quarter. What the fuck happened there, says James. Yeah, it's rare that no team kicks a goal in the first quarter. But, don't know. I don't think it was that bad a quarter, to be honest. Heath Sheehan says, Archu playing very well. Yep, the sneeze. Having one of his best career games, to be honest. Grizzlies back. Welcome, mate. Taz reckons it's over. Hope you're right. I feel like the Eagles have been good all day today, which is, like I've said, the contrast between that loss against St Kilda. But, funny things happen. Williams! Oh, should have grabbed that. Really should have grabbed that. Redden. Oh, it's a short kick. Oh, that's a great defensive effort. Who is that? Is that Frost? Oh, took his legs. Brando's a free kick about 55 out. It's a good spearing kick. It's just been intercepted by... Is that... I couldn't see who it was. Oh, Warple spins through traffic. That was good. The Eagles loading up for another attack here. Back to Shepherd on the wing. Archie is a solid contributor, even though he's not in the first 22. I agree. I think you need these players on the list. Someone who's like a good, mature prospect who can come in and play a role. And I like what he brings to this side. And then when he goes back into the Waffle, he makes the Waffle team better by being a very consistent player too. Hutchings is another one he's been injured, but I think they add a lot of value to the squad. Looked at the Geelong-Richmond scores at the start of three-quarter time and then looked at the final scores like, what the fuck happened? I agree. I watched the first half of Geelong-Richmond and then left to go to dinner and couldn't believe the score. Eagles out hunting Hawks here. It's been a good performance so far. Let's hope we can maintain it. Bombs it long. Petrocelli launches over 2 taller Hawks players. Oh, yes! Petrocelli! Oh, yes, Just scored it. The Eagles now lead by 38. Well done. Taz reckons it's going to be a blowout for the Eagles. Are they really score reviewing this? Is there really any chance that wasn't a goal? I guess I did say that the first time though. Surely, like it's just boot. Yeah, so that's boot. It's hit the boot several times. Doesn't touch his knee. It's just can only be a goal. Does this win stop all the flat track bully talk for the Eagles, or does this win not count since the Hawks haven't been good since round 9, 2016? I think it puts to bed the myth that we can't win away. I think that's a myth, well and truly. Flat track bully. I think we probably have been flat track a little bit this year, until the Richmond game. Okay, we took it up to the Dogs. I'd say we flat tracked against Port and Collingwood to some extent. We took it up to the Dogs. And then in our win against Fremantle, they challenged us really hard. And I think the most pleasing part, other than a 10-goal win, was the fact that we led it at half-time and Fremantle played really well. So there's nothing flat track about this. Today, hard to assess. I feel like we're playing a good brand of footy, to be honest. I guess you could say it's flat track, but then you could apply that to any win where one team's clearly better than the other. The thing is with Hawthorn, you're right, in that they're not a massive quality opponent. So, let's not blow this win out of the water. But I do think the Eagles 4 weeks ago probably wouldn't be 38 points up right now. So I think we've improved. The Eagles really starting to put their foot down here. Gaff launches it to the edge of the 50. Darling launches. Oh, good contest. It's a free kick. Petricelli kicks it inside 50. Waterman's there. The ball spills over the back. Langdon's got to do something with it, and the ball is going to stay in play. Scrimshaw across the face of goal. Hawks through hard again, are probably out of trouble. If the Eagles win away consistently, then they're as dangerous as any other team, especially on how well they play at home. I hope you're right. I don't want to speak too soon, but I think we're going to a period of the fixture where it's not too rough. As Langdon, the handball from Petch is a bit too hot for him. There's still a chance for an Eagles goal here. Oh, there's Eagles everywhere. Jones has his kick smothered. Oh, the ball is still in play, believe it or not. It wasn't high, I don't think. Oh, Darling gets it kicked straight to him, and he's wobbled that terribly. Oh, my ass hurts again. Eagles haven't been amazing, but you'll take 4 points with all these injuries. Exactly right, Irish. I'm happy. I think we've played well considering. Where are we up to? These look complete through the field and culturally stronger. Understated, but their short-term struggles in 1920 seem to have benefited them. I agree. That's very well summed up. And yes, you're right. In terms of quality and talent across the field, they've got just about every big box ticked. Good keys, both forward, back, and in the ruck. They've got the small forward box ticked, small defender ticked. Trent Rivers, good mix of youth and experience playing well. Midfield is super talented. Yeah, on talent, there's not really a case to be made for the D's not being up there. That's a poor kick from Witherden. Do you think we'll win next week and we're at Adelaide on the ladder? Let's have a look at where Adelaide is on the ladder. Adelaide are 14th, and I would be pretty devastated if we can't put Adelaide away next week, considering this Hawthorn side beat them. Well, if they beat the Giants away, then yeah, they'll be looked at differently for sure. Wait, who are we talking about? Oh, West Coast. Well, at the moment, I'd probably be tipping the Giants in that contest. I don't know. The Eagles are playing well. Hard to say. The Giants aren't that good. They've been pretty good. They probably let Essendon get closer than they should have, though. Where are we at? I feel like I missed one. Oh, Freo fan asked, what are your thoughts on Harry Edwards? Big fan. I think he's one of the many Eagles talls that they're just producing out of their talent factory at the moment. I think he's going to be a good long-term AFL defender. Is he as good as Barras? at the same age is probably not that far off. But yeah, I think he'll get a Rising Star nomination at some point this year. Oh, my ass hurts again. Oh, the Eagles are going forward again. I need to potentially get this. No, Darling makes it a contest. Langdon's had plenty of it today. He should kick this. And he has not, has he? Oh, it's a goal. I turned off the camera just in time. Yes, good goal, Langdon. Hawthorn have only kicked one goal this quarter, says Butcher. Yep, the Eagles are really stamping their foot on this game. Really, really happy with it, to be honest. Do I think that Port have a good midfield? Do you mean midfield or midfielder? They certainly have both. Travis Boak. Ollie Wines is having a good year. Carl Eamon's having one of his best, easily his best career season so far. I'm seriously doubting Hawthorn winning against North next week. I mean, there's always a chance. North are going to pinch against someone. Grizzly said there's always next year for the Hawks. This average crowd is so telling by how temperamental Hawks fans are. That and playing an interstate side, very poor. What is the attendance? Also, bar packing out the MCC member stands, there was more Swans fans than D's fans at the G last night. Where are all the D's fans? That's interesting. Don't they have a fairly decent membership and they're 7-0? Could be wrong. Oh, Hawks might pinch one here. Good defence. Is that Hanrahan again? Nah, he's missed. The real Kyle says, "Come on, doggies, let's beat the Blue Baggers. Let's beat the Blue Baggers." Yeah, surely they'll get that job done. Be nice to mix it up though. It would mean if the Dogs do somehow lose today, they'd only be 1 win ahead of West Coast, which is pleasing. Shramo says the Hawks are the worst, and they still brag about the three-peat. They haven't been to a match in 5 years, but. Leonardo says Hawks are shit. I think you got to give some credit to West Coast though. I think they look very, very good. Cripps running up the wing with some run and dash. Oh, Kennedy in great position for that kick. That was a good kick by Cripper. Jermaine Jones reminds me of Ashley Sampi. Oh, really? That's an interesting one. I think Ashley Sampi was really talented, probably even more talented, but. Shramos points out there's a lot of City fans in Melbourne. That's very true because of the South Melbourne connection. Grizzly says, how did it feel when the Eagles won in 2018? That is the single best moment of my life. I've made a video called What AFL Means to Me. And you can see exactly how much that day meant to me. It was a day I will never forget. It was a real high point of my life. Probably the single highest moment of my life was Dom Shee kicking that goal. Heath said, that's what I thought, Jesse. I went out for dinner in Swan Street, Richmond, before the match, and it was a sea of red and white, and then the train there and back was full of Swans fans. That's interesting. Yeah. Don't know how to explain that. Melbourne should have a lot of fans that want to go to Melbourne games right now, and Melbourne versus Sydney is a tasty prospect. Kev says, great win to West Coast. Don't see them losing. Game's not over yet, but very happy with what I've seen so far. As Hardwick launches that out of bounds. Huntsman, seeing my team lose next week in and out reminds me what a band run St Kilda and Melbourne have. Yes, as a Hawks fan, you cannot complain, bro. Slat says, to be fair, Hawthorn gave Adelaide their first win last season. True. That's a good mark by Frost. Fans will always be reminiscent of the past when you say their team is shit. Yeah, that makes sense. But, I mean, when can you stop bragging about a three-peat? I mean, it's like the ultimate achievement. I get why they still bring it up. Fox Footy just showed Shuey eating his fingers. His handballing game might take a bit of a blow if that's the case. Butchies, yes, I did go to the grand final in 2018. I vlogged it, actually. So you can watch what AFL means to me. I've also, if you just search 2018 AFL Grand Final vlog, I'm like the second result, I think. Brander with the intercept. What's your favourite final besides the 2018 Grand Final? 2016 and 2012 Grand Finals are probably my next two favourite. They were amazing games. 2006, I think, is an all-time great Grand Final too. And I know the Eagles won it, but I actually think that's up there as good as 2018. Sam Penny says, nervous but excited to watch Lions at Freo. I'm sad I couldn't get to the Gabba for it. I think Fremantle take it to us. It would be great to see Freo take it up to you. I'd like to see... Oh, Cripps launches that. Is that going to bounce? No, it's behind. I think it has the potential to be a good game, and that's what I'm hoping for. Freo aren't the best away. I'm sure we will see tonight. Brisbane should easily win. Yeah. I don't think they're poor at the Gabba, though. I think they only lost by 3 goals to them last year. 070911 baby says Tunawi. It'd be nice to get another goal before the 3/4 time. Freo should bring intensity, but I think the Lions' flexible, dynamic forward line might capitalise on the depleted defence. I agree, that's a good assessment. Depleted defence is right. Brisbane's forward line's been functioning well lately, and let's face it, they're just a very good team. It'd be a massive upset if Freo win, but I'm hoping for a good game. Oh, that's a good lace-out pass, and Mitch Lewis is lining up again. He's battled hard today. 2008 Grand Final was awesome, Slats. That was more because of the upset, I think, rather than the actual... No, I mean, the game was fantastic as well, but I don't know if it rates up there as the best. But it's certainly one of the most exciting because Geelong were invincible. Mitch Lewis lines up on 3/4 time before I get back to the chat. He's kicked it. Is the door open? 37 points? I really fucking hope not. The answer is probably that Melbourne fans are elitists and only sit in the MCC members and corporate boxes. They wouldn't dare sit with us filthy commoners. I like it. Yeah, Melbourne do have that perception, don't they? That reputation. Do I remember Wellingham? Yeah, I loved Wellingham. I kind of liked more of his style. I don't know, just kind of had a bit of a man crush on him. And I was like, that's what a man should look like. But he was also a likeable player, and it was a shame that he couldn't quite recapture that form as a midfielder as an Eagle. That moment when Hodge realised he was a 4-time flag player with 2 Norm Smiths really put a smile on my face. Yeah, well, was there a specific moment? Was it when he kicked that goal against us? Freo and Gold Coast remind me of us the year before our second place finish in what feels like forever. Talk about Brisbane? Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, because Brisbane had some real hot form at the end of 2018, didn't they? Our defence without Pearce, Ryan and Hamling is looking shit. Yeah, you take out the 3 best defenders though, it is what happens. G'day, sports nut. Imagine getting stopped in the street. Hey mate, you called my team shit in your content. Thankfully, I've met a lot of people who recognise me out, and it's, to be so far, touch wood, it's all been pretty nice interactions. Everyone's pretty nice, so I'm waiting for that day that I get told I'm a flog or an idiot. It happens online, hasn't happened in person yet. No comeback this time, says Sports Nut. I'll be at the Gabba. Lions don't have a weak line. Do see Freo being competitive though. Yep, that's a good assessment. I think I'd agree with that. What happened to Wellingham? So he got traded to West Coast, battled a bit of injury, bit of inconsistent form. Couldn't really hack it as a forward for us, but we had this phase where we turned people into midfielder forwards and they just started getting like 8 possessions a game. And he's not the only player who fell into that trap. So we moved him into defence in 2015, the year we made the grand final, and he was outstanding. And then just sort of dropped off and was delisted. Yeah, Freo fan says Chapman's also out. That's a good point. Logan doesn't want the Eagles to win by more than 39. Yeah, it's 37 at the moment. It'll be a tough one. Irish Aussie says Tom Mitchell could get a sneaky 45 here. Really? What's he on? He was on 20 at half time. He's on 35. Fuck, imagine he gets 50. Gaff's had 30 as well. It'd be nice to see him get 40. Sheed 25. That's very good. A lot of kicks, so lots of fantasy points too. The umpiring is crap. I haven't really noticed Minecraft, to be honest. When the game's not really close, I tend not to care that much. What is the free kick count? 12-8. So we got a lot more in that third quarter. Adrian says, as of right now, the best team to win the premiership can't go past Melbourne. They've beaten Richmond and Geelong. 8-0. Yeah, I think if you had to rank it, you have to say Melbourne. Heath says AFL Hodge drink driving and blowing 4 times the limit and still playing the finals is my favourite 3P moment. Yeah, what a moment that was. Sherman says, when someone tells you what they actually think in real life, that's when you know you've made it. That's a good point, yeah. Yeah. Nah, I'm sure it will be weird if somebody has a crack at me in person. I like to think nobody takes my content that seriously that they need to, but I'm sure it happens to other people. Sportsnut says the final margin will be 19. I'll be disappointed. Freo fan says you should do a North Melbourne coach career. Gee, how many people would want that? I do want to make some more AFL Evo content. My AFL 2020 grand final that I did on AFL Evo is still getting a lot of views. Still getting comments on it all the time. Sam Penny says, I like the Eagles. I rate Witho very highly. It was very sad to see us trade him. Seemed like the logical long-term replacement for Birchall. Yeah, I think it was just a case he just didn't need him. Maybe the Eagles sold a bit of a future to him post-Hearn. But he's getting his opportunity now with Hearn out. Ryan says, should put your best defender into the forward line like the Collingwood way. Irish Aussie says, can't wait for round 10 with the D's versus the Doggies. That would be awesome. And whenever they play Port would be good too. Sportsnut's going to come back at the end. That's cool. Thanks, mate. We're up to 68 likes in the stream, guys. So if we could get 32 more. Hey, guys. Minecraft says it's a girl umpire. Of course it's crap. That's harsh. Rough. I disagree. Taz says the Dogs are better than Melbourne. You reckon? Well, Melbourne smacked Richmond around, and the Richmond then beat the Doggies. Wither was a raw, slow burn and worth persisting with. Can't complain about him wanting greater senior opportunity. There's a vacant back flank spot when Birch retires. Yeah, fair point. He was third in the Rising Star, wasn't he? How was
DFO?
Yes, that's the word.
Yeah. Good stuff there.
Dope.
Too bad I am proud.
Did you get me the Dolce & Gabbana belt?
Oh yeah.
Rats.
I left it there though.
No, okay. Unpaid for.
It's unpaid though.
Oh, Mitchy Buttsworth's in the chat. Welcome, mate. How are ya? Eagles looking all right. Yes, I agree. They're looking very good. Fourth quarter starts. Pretty scrappy game. Yeah, a little bit. Not super clean. There's been moments where the Eagles have got their ball movement going, but yeah, the pressure's been good. Feels like Birch will be at the club forever, though. Hardly misses a game. Yeah, when realistically is he going to retire? Is it this year? I feel like if they win the flag, then surely he's gone. Mackay kicking a bag tonight, second in the common. Yeah, well, the Dogs don't really have a really strong key defender, do they? So if it's going to happen against anyone, it makes sense for it to be the Dogs. But they just need to get the midfield supply. Oh, Williams has taken a lot on. He's handballed it. Don't tell me Archie's going to kick 4. He has. Fuck. The sneeze. Bob's up for his 4th. Do you reckon the Eagles gave up too much for T. Kelly? It's hard to say. Like, we need to know in a few years, and it's... at the time, yes, I definitely thought we gave up too much. We didn't need to pay as much as we did. I guess whether it's worth it is the next question, but I feel like we could have got the deal done for cheaper. Thanks, Mitchie. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Enjoy work, mate. Ignatio says... Hope I'm saying that right. You got a sub by me. Nice lead by the Eagles. Thanks, mate. Thanks for joining. Yeah, really good game so far. Huntsman reckons Clarkson's getting sacked. Surely not. Oh my God, Archie's playing the game of his life. Although, not a great kick to Kennedy. Oh, Petruccelli's hunting it. Oh. So's Archie. Archie's up and about. He wants 5. Thanks, Heath. Got my back. No, that's all right, Mitchie. Keep your hard earned. But I think you've definitely donated plenty to the channel before, so I appreciate it, mate. Doggy's the worst one-on-one defensive team in the league. Mackay will either kick a bag or someone else on Carlton will. Yeah. Yeah, I can see him kicking 5 and Carlton losing. And that game is actually about to start. Oh, stream has just paused. And I mean KO stream, not anything else. Oh boy, KO's just died on me, guys. Quick, tell me what's happening. Butchie says, who do you think is the fastest player in the comp? Because Petra is up there. Yeah, I think he's definitely our fastest. I think Rotham's up there for us. I think KO's actually having some difficulties because I can't actually see the game right now. Oh, no, it's an ad now. What happened? Someone kick a goal? No. No, it's because I hit from the start, not from live. Okay, Daniel Howe's lining up. Great. Where was I before that? Daniel Howe's lining up to make it 37, and he's kicked it. So who's the fastest in the league? I think Dangerfield's still got to be the fastest. Charlie Cameron up there, and Ben King bloody waltzed and won the bloody sprint last year, was it? Or the year before? Oh, your KO froze too, Freo fan? Okay, sweet, it wasn't just me. Any idea if Druzy changed his tip? Yes, he did, Ryan. Yeah, he tipped Brisbane. Giath is one of the quickest. I wouldn't be surprised. Sorry, guys. I got to pee. I haven't peed since quarter time. I'm back, baby. Oh, that is much better. So 16 minutes to go. West Coast lead by 37. Where are we at? Archie or Petruccelli? I think Archie's a better player. Petruccelli's a lot younger though. So yeah, not a lot of time to make up. But if I was playing in a grand final tomorrow, Archie's probably the better player I'd want in my team. Play different roles though. Oh, Rotham has hit a hot pass to Brander. His pass is less hot, but he's still found Waterman. And he's going to line up. The Eagles have been so dominant in this game, they haven't mucked up at all. I agree, Butchies. They've been really good. Slat says that's a West Australia thing. Wait, what are you referring to there? Sorry. What's a West Australian thing? Taz says, I've put a few bucks on the Coasters. What, for the game? Surely that can't be paying much. What do you mean to win? The flag? Surely not. Waterman lines up on a tight angle. He has slotted it. That puts it to 43 points. This has been a really compelling win from the Eagles. Maybe too early to say win. But we're now 3%, or 0.3% behind Sydney on the ladder. It'd be nice to chase that up, but generally when I want... Oh, no, that's not true. We've actually just gone ahead of them into 5th. So generally when I start watching percentage, the Eagles start to struggle. So I'm going to stop talking about percentage. Slat says KO error. Is that a West Australian thing? Is it? Or is that a joke? Is that even possible? It's terrible how Hawks always play teams at their best. We are in good form. That Fremantle win last week was probably our best performance of the year, and this is probably... it's been good considering the injuries. Who would win, a team of Petrocellis or a team of Sanderlands? Oh, that's a tough one. I think a team of Sanderlands. I wouldn't trust Petrocelli Granball to win the contested ball, but if they did somehow win a contested ball, then it'd be a free-for-all streaming up the field. But they would just want to kick every ball along the ground as a grubber. So there's no contested marking opportunities. Shep comes across and spoils. Brander collects again, having plenty of it by his standards. Oh, it's a good kick to Cripps. Oh, Cripps again. Didn't know how much time he had. Sheed's really good for getting a handball out, eh? Tanisha says, go Eagles. Good on you, Tanisha. The Irish Aussie says the Dogs Carlton game just started and doggies are already surging through the midfield. Interesting. I'd love a Carlton upset just for the fact that it helps the Eagles by bringing us within one of the Dogs, but it probably doesn't matter too much. Oh, a crumbing. Oh, geez. Hunting is 5th. Ooh. No, Zeesh, I won't be watching the Bulldogs-Carlton game. Oh, we might have it on in the background, but I won't be streaming. So the stream will end at the end of this game. So while you're here, if you could get us up to 100. That would be really nice to finish on 100 likes. We're still 27 short. Most underrated team in your opinion, Ryan asks. Don't know if anyone's been underrated. I guess... I'm reluctant to say West Coast, but they're probably the team in the top 5 or 6 at the moment who's been talked about the least positively. Does that count? I wouldn't say the Eagles have been underrated, though. Probably Fremantle, actually. GWS even. Their current form is really good. But again, I think they're getting the plaudits they deserve to some extent. Butchie says, I feel like Nelson has slowly improved over the past year, but he still needs to work a bit harder. Yeah, I like him. He's a whipping boy for a lot of fans, but I think he plays a role. He's a tagger. He's not gonna. I don't think he makes that many mistakes, to be honest. And that's a good mark from Bailey Williams. That is a good, deep, penetrating kick. Darling has taken a fairly uncontested mark. This would make the margin 50. What happened to Jeddah? Forced out of the side at the end of last year and delisted. Probably not because of talent, but just commitment. Huntsman says Jacka is a full 40 yet he hasn't kicked the ball yet. Jeez. He hasn't played too many games though, has he, Emerson Jacka? Hi, Dylan.
Hello.
We got 5 new subscribers on Coldwell because I've been plugging it. Yes! Darling's missed to the right.
Remind everyone to call for Mother's Day in the chat. Don't forget.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I did that at the start, actually.
Nice.
Don't forget to call your mums for Mother's Day. Have you called yours, Dylan?
I haven't known it.
Oh.
Whoops. Nah, I spoke to her last night anyway.
Yeah, nice. So it's been a commanding victory for the Eagles. You have to say it's just about a victory, double their score. Pleasing, you could say, Dylan.
I'm pleased.
I'm pleased too, buddy. Most overrated team. Who's the most overrated team right now?
Richmond.
Ooh, Dylan says Richmond if Mike didn't pick that up. Yeah, they did get clapped. But they are also a champion team who have won flags from this position before.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say.
Very true.
I think the ladder's starting to reflect how good the teams are, to be honest. I don't know if there's too much upside in like... Darling's been dogged by an off-break of a bounce. I don't think there's too many surprises on the ladder at the moment. Maybe Sydney are a little inflated, but I think they probably deserve... They're in the finals mix for sure. Modal Soul Media, welcome, mate. When do you think Callum Jamieson gets a run? He used to work with my missus. I think he's a long way off. I think they're saying what the game notes I'm reading on Jamieson is that he's playing well in the waffle, competing hard, but he's just so much smaller. He's a bit smaller even for waffle level, so I think he's probably a 2 to 3 year prospect away from even looking at AFL, to be honest. Josh Jenkins kicked 7 in the VFL. Interesting. Been a few bags in the VFL. On and off the field. Let's have a look. We're scrolling up a little bit. Gold Coast Suns most underrated due to reputation of being ordinary since inception. Actually, that's a good point. That's a very good point, Mike. Had some honourable losses this year that haven't quite translated to wins either. Including yesterday. Shannon says the Eagles are too strong against the Hawks. Yep, they have been really good today. Who's been the best this game so far? For us, let's have a look at the stats, but I think Gaff has had plenty of it. I feel like Darling's playing well. Not sure how statistically he's going. Gaff's had 32. Sheed's been good, 33. Kelly had a good first half, quiet in the second. Sheed has 34. He's having a really good year, actually. Brander's been decent. Archie's been probably one of our best players. 4 goals and 16. Where's Darling on the stat sheet? Two goals and 15. That's decent. The Eagles have a chance to score again here. Jones, just has it slapped out of his hands. What a tackle. Waterman's had a quiet day. Good to see him getting amongst it. Aussie Irish says most underrated team is Essendon. I believe they lost by 3-2 and 1 point this season on different occasions. That's a really good observation. Almost won yesterday, and GWS in Sydney is a tough opponent right now. Shouldn't have lost to Hawthorn. And who is their 2-point loss? It's escaping me right now. Modal Soul says, great Feb versus Buddy race to 100 video. Oh, awesome. That sounds sick. I don't think I've seen that yet. Go check out Modal Soul Media's channel. Makes really good AFL content. Darling's loading up from 50. Tough angle. It's going to slide across the face and stay in play. It's a touch through.
Great content.
Butchie says, are you a lefty or a righty? Because I'm a lefty. Well, the good content continues. I'm right-handed. Do you write left-handed?
Mm.
Yeah.
But I throw with my right and I brush my teeth with my right.
Oh, that is weird. Hawthorn a chance to score here. Witherden's caught out against a much taller Kajitsky and... Oh my God. He tried to, alley-oop that. What the hell? Harrison Jones is bloody goal for the Dons. Yeah, I've seen flashes of him, Tramo. Looks pretty good. Eddie Betts just scored a banger. All I can see is Harry says, should go check out Freo Fan 22. By all means. Go check out Freo Fan 22. Carlton are up by a point in the other game.
Ooh.
Warple scores a goal.
Switch potentially?
Switch genders, you lame person. Good save.
I wish you said that.
He says he may be biased, but I think Sydney is still underrated. Even last night we held the D's to a low score and had more scoring shots. We should have beaten the Giants, and the Suns' loss was shocking. Media's writing us to fall out of the 8. Has done since we were 4-0. Yeah, I see where you're coming from with that. I think they just look... They've definitely dropped off since the Richmond win. I think that's what it is. Beating Geelong is good, although a far less supply. And they played well last night. I think they'll make the 8, definitely. But I still feel like I'm more convinced by a Brisbane, or more confident going forward in a Brisbane. I'm kind of more confident in West Coast if they have their fitness back as well. That being said, chalk up for Sydney versus West Coast at the SCG for an 8-goal Sydney win this year. Richmond fans might overrate their own side, but they've sustained and proven they're not a flash in the pan. Exactly right. How can you not rate Richmond when they keep on proving us wrong every time they start to drop off? Oh. Melbourne in the grand final against Port Adelaide, says Zish. That would be cool. Does that mean Port have to wear a disgusting grey jumper, though? Probably. Brander finds someone in the pocket. Oh, Petch nearly brings it down. Oh, he just gets the handball out. Oh, Langdon. Wow, that was a bad tackle. Pater holding the ball. I thought it might have been a dangerous tackle there. But maybe I just saw it wrong. Is this not... Oh, is that not a dangerous tackle under the rules?
No, it wasn't a real sling.
I suppose. I was more like looking at the fact that his head... I mean, Frost wouldn't have done that deliberately, but it was more the fact that his head couldn't have been protected. They usually pay that. It was definitely holding the ball if it wasn't a free kick. Do you think UCAT has the potential to get to 20k? I do. It'll be a long grind, though. Even I'm like barely halfway there. But definitely has the potential. Makes good content. And he's only a young fella. Swans could and should have been 6-0, but they're still a good team and definitely underrated. Yeah, the Gold Coast loss in particular was really poor, but good teams have poor flashes. Warple lining up for another shot here. It's the Q Clash next week. Do you think the Kings should play together like the Rockers did? I would hate to see Ben King leave Gold Coast. I think they've earned a player to stay for a long time and be an elite player. Haven't had that before. Tom Mitchell's on 40 touches. Warple is a gun as he lines up with 5 minutes to go. This will cut the margin to 33, and he's put it through. So again, the Eagles, as I predicted, as soon as I start looking at percentage, they start dropping off. But it's more about the 4 points. Just hopefully we don't let it dip too bad. Yeah, we've fallen down behind Sydney by 1% again. 22 likes to get to 100 for the stream, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been good fun. Been a good win so far. But I'd love to ton up. Oh, Foley's off. Wait, who's off? Who's off for the Eagles, if anyone knows? That sucks. Shit, homie. Another good save. Just having a look on the list to see who has gone off with injury. It doesn't have it written down, so hopefully someone can tell me. Kennedy calf injury, says Slats. Are you joking? Thanks, Butchies. It's been great to be part of the stream. I'll surely see you around on another stream. Love your content. Thank you, mate. You're a legend. Cheers for joining in today. There will be streams probably every other week. Otherwise, I do pop onto Drewsy's channel as well for a stream too. So, see you around, mate. Kennedy calf. That's ridiculous, the injuries we're copping right now. Yeah, it is Kennedy. Fuck. A calf is never just 1 week as well. Thanks for letting me know, guys. Kennedy Hart. I met James Warple at a party a few weeks ago. The bloke was drinking Kirk's lemonade. Surely he has the money to be drinking Schweppes at the very least. Yeah, they need to up his contract. Writing off Richmond might bite us. I do think other sides have closed the power gap. D's power, etc., which is pleasing. Yeah, I agree. I think Geelong smashing them is really significant as well. I think even just for the mental side of it, because Richmond have dominated Geelong in the last few contests. Haven't lost them in a while. How many times have Geelong beaten Richmond since 2018? Since 2017? Not too many times. Since that qualifying final. The Hawks starting to control field position a little bit in this last 5 minutes, which is not unexpected. And it's actually nice to see Foley get a run too. Deserves an opportunity this year. Huntsman says 7-Up is the best lemonade drink. I'm more of a Sprite man. Yeah, Zisha will be tipping us next week. Regardless of Kennedy's availability, I think forwards are not an area that we're lacking in, thankfully. But the middle and back line has been butchered. Witherden shows a bit of dash. Williams and Darling fly. Hawthorn get another spread going on. 27 scoring shots, points out DJ Yams. Good point. Oh, yes. Good intercept by Gaff. Let's have a look at percentage. He must be close to 40 now. Possessions, I mean. This will be 37, I think. Sheed 34 has been fantastic. Brander with another strong mark. He's been really good today. What's he up to? 19, I think. Oh, good mark by Sheed too. This will be possession number 35 for Sheed as well. As we look at the stats. Just looking at the clearances, 36-24, so the Eagles have had the better of the midfield battle, which is pleasing, considering Hawthorn's midfield are no slouches. We got Cripps streaming into a 50. He tops it, smashes it to the... What am I saying? Impey gets the ball free. Oh, there's a chance for Darling. And he passes to Petruccelli, who snaps a goal. And that makes the margin back to 39 points. This has been domination from the Eagles. And good to see Petruccelli get on the end of it. Oh, Sprite nowadays is so bad I like the blue and green label. Interesting. I like Sprite out of a can. There's so much better than a Sprite in a bottle. Sprite out of a can with a nice little steak burger. That's just heaven for me. Maybe some chips. Why do you think Adelaide are going to beat us, Zeech? They just got pumped in the showdown, and we've put 2 good games together. I feel like Cozzy could kick a bag against North. True. For a second, I thought you meant Cozzy Pickett. What do you think is the best colour the umps wear? I think this light blue number is underrated. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Never really thought about it, to be honest, Heath, but they are looking dazzling. Oh, come on, Eagles. Don't concede again. Ooh. This will cut it back to 33 with 2 minutes remaining. Oh, we're 0.2% behind the Swans as well. I kind of just want to get there. Oh, I've gained 7 subscribers in the stream. Thank you, guys. If you haven't subscribed already, I'd appreciate you getting around it. It's been a good start to May. Want to get 12k by the end of the month. There he is. Is this Jekka? He has missed. It's a good kick, though. So if If we get one more goal here and don't concede, I think we can go ahead of Sydney. 7 up with 10 wicked wings from KFC's. The dream, says Huntsman. Yeah.
Not wrong.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with that. Z says, what is your favourite Guernsey in the entire AFL? Actually, check out. I've literally made a video on this. I did a tier maker on my favourite jumpers in the AFL. So I'll save that answer. I think the video will come out next week. Come on, Eagles. Oh, come on. Minute and a half to go. Eagles need a goal to overtake Sydney. The problem with Hawthorn is that the midfield doesn't gel that well. The ruck isn't going our way sometimes. We don't get clearances, and there are very few leading threats for goal like a roughhead. True. All those problems really add up. Yeah, the Eagles have dominated hit-outs and clearances today. So a minute remaining. And the Eagles have had a very good performance today. A very good win. And my ass hurts from sitting down so much. Oh, God. I think the Hawks will beat North in Tassie, says Sportsnut. I would tip Hawks. Is it a Hawks home game in Launceston or is it in Hobart? Because that actually influences it. Who would win in a fight? A literal hawk or a literal eagle? An eagle would win, eh? Are eagles bigger?
I think they're basically the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought eagles were larger in mass. This is good content.
Did you say a little eagle and a little...
Literal.
Oh, literal.
Yeah. Who would win, a little eagle or a little hawk? Dogs and Carlton level. Wow, Carlton got a couple back there. Gaff, this is possession 38. 28 seconds. I would love a score here. $20 seconds to go. He launches it inside 50. It is a turnover, and Scrimshaw takes the mark. That will be the final score. 60 plays 98 as we run down the clock. Eagles are much bigger, says Tramo. I thought they were bigger too. So I feel like an Eagle would win by 38 points.
Appears that way.
Yeah. Well, that is it for the game. The Eagles get a very well-deserved 4 points, backed up to good performances in a row. Yeah, baby. Did it with injuries, and then you add Kenny to that list, which hurts. But thankfully, key forwards are not something we're struggling for at the moment, although it does actually pose a little bit of an issue with Oscar Allen playing back at the moment. But maybe that changes Waterman's role going forward. Maybe Bailey Williams stays in the side. Maybe Vardy comes back in. There's a lot to process. I actually don't know what Vardy's injury situation is right now. Either way, very happy with the win, and it's been a great live stream. We'll probably stick around for a couple more minutes, just answer a few questions, but we'll probably duck after that, so Dylan can have the living room back. Oh, you can hear that trash Birds of Tokyo song playing as well. Heath Sheehan says, you can just say I don't know to that question, Jesse. I legit took the time out of my day to ask you that. I'm gonna back it in, and I'll double down and say Eagles. Tear them apart. I'm on camera or not. Rate the Eagles' performance out of 10. I'll give that an 8. Considering the injuries. Pretty convincing win, to be honest. And Hawthorn aren't terrible. Sing the awful song for us. Not a chance. I don't even know if I know the words.
We made plans to kiss the sun.
On and on with our lanterns on. Go Eagles! Hawthorn lost, sadly, says Fortnite. You're not wrong. Yeah, cool, guys. So, thank you so much for the stream. Before you go, we're on 80 likes. If you can get 20 more in the next 10 seconds, that'd be great. Otherwise, we're going to end the stream there. Like Mike says, more like Birds of Blokio.
Not the best, but I don't even know.
That's not the worst. That's it, guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to be vlogging this weekend, so stay tuned for that. Got like a stank load of videos coming out this week, so I really appreciate you guys checking those out. And we'll see you soon on the YouTube channel. Hi, Sheridan. You're on the shot.
That's almost waiting to the side.
Oh well.
Me just saying that like
Yeah. Cool. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Where's the end stream button? There it is.
my mom said, hi Debbie.
Oh,
That's still going. I just can't. There we go.
I'm just standing there like
Yeah.
you just shut the whole time.
Yeah.